tonight we continue the markets.
I hope your microphone didn't pick that up.
It might have actually. That was boisterous. It was very boisterous. That's my girl.
Boisterous.
Sometimes you look at your first and think to yourself, wow, where did I ever score that?
Burped for anyone who missed it, in case Nick's mic didn't pick it up all the way from the other side of the house.
I didn't hear it.
Totally did. All seeing, all
Fuck. I looked up right after I burped and saw that the door was open. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been. Because I was muted. I was trying to be on my best behavior.
Nice. Nice. So this has been a great session,
just
everybody.
Because my best isn't like the best, like it's still pretty.
Rich
it's still
just confirmed
questionable.
you couldn't hear it on Twitch, so you're good.
Oh, good.
But now that we've discussed it, everybody knows it happened anyway.
I don't care if people know. It's better out than in, as our Lord and Savior Shrek would say.
Just like to talk about our Lord and Savior Shrek again. No, Shrek.
Yes. This was fun. Thank you for coming out of yeah, we'll reconvene in 2 weeks, assuming that I don't lose all of my will to ever run again. It's too late. No, it'll be good. But yes, good evening, everyone. I hope that you're all doing well tonight.
Yes.
So well.
Ooh,
Well,
yeah.
I am once again here with my fabulous players to continue the world's okayest D&D game. But before we do begin, I actually do have an announcement to make. A couple of them, actually. First off, friends, if you are not in the Discord, I encourage you to check out the link. I will go ahead and post it here in case there is anybody in here that might not be on the Discord already. It will also get periodically posted by Nightbot throughout tonight's game. But I've posted in a couple of channels. I'm looking to get some more games going. Why? Because I love running D&D. It's not a hope or a dream. It's like a hunger, a thirst.
Oh, well.
And now my wife is going to leave me for saying that. But I digress. I am looking for new prospective players, people that are interested in playing D&D, whether you are experienced or whether you're new to it. I do have a couple of games. I'm going to be updating some of the information on there as I realized by simply asking everybody, what do you want to play, and listing a huge number of different settings, that might create decision paralysis. So I'm going to go ahead and make an executive decision for what I want to run the most. And that, my friends, is the dying world of Felterra, a steampunk adventure. The world is dying, but can you and your comrades save it? Dangers abound, both on the planet and from beyond. It is going to be a magic rare setting. This works out as Thicker Than One's quickly becoming a magic common setting. But
Nice.
a very cool kind of steampunk adventure. The marriage of mysticism and technology. Very interesting indeed. I encourage you guys to stop on by. And I'm also trying to get a Legends of Kralis game going once a month. Both of these will be on stream, so take that into consideration if you are interested. Legends of Kralis is made by the very awesome and badass Hilarious Game Master. It is a new tabletop system that he's created, going to be on Kickstarter next year. And it uses a flexible D100 system for combat skill checks, etc., to allow for flexible storytelling and fluidity with combat. So if you want to maybe learn a new system, if you're willing to be a little patient with me as I learn the ropes, stop on by the Discord and let me know you're interested. It's fun. And lastly,
Very.
I'd like to discuss a very serious thing that can sometimes happen at the table. I've been very fortunate that this incredible group here hasn't had something like this occur. But there are times where your character, somebody beloved and really close to you, in some ways an extension of you, may fall. They can perish even after several years of playing. And that's the kind of thing that some people have a lot of trouble dealing with. It can require almost a bit of de-stressing and coping. But when you really think about those moments of the loss of your character, you can experience that all the time by playing Raid Shadow Legends. Enter promo code My Character Guide to unlock a new champion today.
Nice. Wait,
Hello, and welcome,
Actual update
welcome,
for
welcome.
next
Thank you for being here.
weekend.
Yes.
We are
thicker
going to
than
be,
wine.
next weekend is thicker than wine, but since Nick and I are going to be out of town on Saturday, Sunday, coming back Monday, we will be playing on Friday instead of Saturday.
That's right. So if you're looking for that sweet, sweet thicker than wine, that wonderful drama, the epic moments, Robbie's breasts. Stop on by here Friday, friends. We'll be starting at 8:30. I'm probably going to call that game. It might be a little bit of a shorter session, call it around 11:30, because I will be doing a very early morning road trip the next day. Like, I will be getting up at 6 and driving for like 5 hours.
What's the trip?
Pleasanton Highland Games.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh, nice.
Nice.
I was not jesting when I said I will be in a kilt.
Nice. I'm excited. I'm not even going, and I'm excited.
Dude, it's going to be dope. We're excited. The pipe band is competing, so Alan's the one getting us all down there. Well, they're leaving on Friday. We're leaving on Saturday.
Is your mom gonna record it?
Probably. I'll probably record some of it too.
Cool.
And then it's usually up on their Facebook page if you want to follow the
Oh.
Humboldt Highlanders.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that.
Yeah.
I didn't know they had a page.
My mom is the admin for it now. I think.
User 607.
Ah.
I tried.
Retirement hobbies.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, we need to get your parents at the table, get them a little bit of dice. I
I
swear they
really
can do it.
would love that.
So, with the announcements out of the way, thank you for bearing with me while we did all of that. Is everybody feeling good and ready to do a brief recap and then continue?
Ooh, yeah.
I totally did forget. Apologies, Schmidt. I need to get Costin's little face updated right there, but we'll get that probably
His little
in the next
face.
session.
That's fine.
Little
Little guy.
Daddy. Aw.
Okay.
Send me some more money, please.
So, at the last session, all of you were in the middle of a forest in the Beyonds. There was a large-scale attack from Hypogeans, a great number of them amassing and attacking. Not just you, but the new friends you had made, the sort of friendly, sentient Hypogeans. Kunda, Robert, and Adela all kind of separated from you during this attack. Presumably at
Hey, Dominic.
another location,
How you doing?
Rakesim, Zelos, and Kaya were also combating some of these, as they called them, blighted Hypogeans. Ones taken by that strange sort of affliction. The spark, as some of them called it, though the blight as others did. You had a hard-fought journey getting into the underbrush and thickets of the forest. It was there you stealthily made your way, until you found the others, Kunda, Robert, and Adela, who were trying to find you, and the wardens, or rather, Zelos and his crew. It wasn't long after that that you stumbled upon an injured Rakesim and Kaya, and you saw Zelos. As you had been traveling through the woods and even during your own skirmish with the blighted Hypogeans, another battle had been going on. Zelos, once again taking on that enlarged form, the same one that had attacked your home some few months past, was fighting another strange, almost shadowy Hypogean. Emerging victorious from this encounter, Zelos then turned back to all of you, but it was a moment of shock and horror as he realized that he lost control of his powers in those moments. And all of you stood frozen in terror as he began charging you. What came next was a great deal of quick thinking. Teamwork. And Kim getting angry. Now, Kim getting angry is actually the key point to success in many fields. It's a cat. Well, hey, next was we're thinking teamwork and a little bit of luck. As you manage to get Kaya close to Zelos' large charging form, gone completely berserk at these moments. Whatever she said, none of you know, but it was enough to snap him out of it. You all departed from the forest, made your way to a place called the Weeping Meadow, where there were flowers there with pollen that catch the breeze and float upward, but known to be toxic to most if you stay there for too long, several hours as it was. It was in this location that you had a chance to say goodbye. Let us resume from that moment. A gentle breeze blows by as your former enemies disappear into the field of flowers. The pollen blowing lazily, floating upward into the skies above. It's been a long day. You remained for a short while, thoughts heavy on the events of the previous day. A twist of fate has brought to you the most unexpected set of allies. There's a feeling in each of you. A thought that you just can't shake. But still, even after everything you all have been through, there is much remaining to be done. Your thoughts drifting everything that's transpired in your home city these last few weeks. Of the immeasurable dangers out here in the beyond.
Hey, Killsley.
And this universal threat. The spark, or of the blight, as you'd heard Zelos call it. But one of you gets an even deeper sinking feeling in those moments that pass. Alright, everybody. I would like everybody, except for Origo, to please unmute me for the next few moments. Please give me a thumbs up when you've muted me, and I am ready for all of you to unmute me. I will give you 2 thumbs up.
look on your face, though, Kim.
No secret tool.
Mystery mouse control.
But you're left with a moment of peace and respite. It's been a hard-fought battle and a long day as you stand at the edge of the weeping meadow. So, what are you going to do next?
Need to call my daddy.
Daddy, I'm by the weeping meadow. Could you use your money to bring me home?
Bring the limo around, please.
Daddy, could you have Benson pick me up on the cucacudas?
Yeah. Alright. So, how far out did we move away from...
We said a couple of days.
Did we walk for a couple of days?
Oh no, I think we told what's her face to hold off coming to get us for a couple days.
Yeah,
Riella.
so...
Yeah.
Right, Riella. So, I just want to know, like, in terms of, like, just distance, like, did we just left our Hypogean friends, like, a few moments ago?
Yes, it's been perhaps 10, 15 minutes. It's long enough that you're out of eyeshot from where you are now.
Okay, so if I just look around real quick, can I get like would I be able to tell like generally like what direction that like weird temple was that we were in prior? Like would I be able to tell from where we are, or did we travel too far and is like it too unfamiliar where we're at?
So, what's your survival score? Like, what is your plus to?
I don't think I have it. Let me check. Character sheet. Untrained, but it's 3.
You're not entirely sure. You can gauge it from the forest is kind of back a ways, and from the kind of light of the not quite setting sun, but the kind of like lowering sun in the horizon, you can kind of pinpoint that. Let me see, it'd be off this way. So it looks like you had gone south from the forest up. As far as where that is in relation to the temple, you're simply not sure.
Alright, so...
You can roll if you'd like to make more of an active check on that.
No, so Costin's gonna look around just to kind of see if he can, like, gauge at a glance where they're at. He thinks about it for a moment, and he's like, no, I'm not sure. And so he turns around to Oriko, and... I don't want to be picked up here near the Hypogeans. I think it would be best if we could return to maybe where that temple was, or somewhere close by. Oriko, do you have I mean, out of all of us, you have the best sense of direction, I feel. Do you think maybe you could get us close to that location, or...
Or any other pickup locations out in the wild.
Yeah. Just away from here, but in that general direction at least. So that way when we talk to Riella about it, they have sort of an idea, at least. I don't want to deceive anybody.
Yeah, we definitely don't want Virgo flying down with Hypogeans. I think I can get an idea. Let me a second here. Let me see if I have any spell slots left here.
All of them.
Shush.
That's right. You guys haven't had a long rest.
No.
Excellent.
Wait,
That's
did we have a
great
short
to
rest?
We haven't rested at all.
Damn.
We rested this at the beginning of the day. We woke up and left camp, and then we fought.
I'm at 12 health after getting booted across the forest.
Then we should take a short rest.
Yeah.
So Oriko's gonna look across and we should definitely find a place, and I can definitely help, but after Zealous and the Hypogeans, I'm a little roughed up and feeling a little woozy. Maybe we could take a short rest.
Yeah, no, of course. I think let's get away from here first. Find a decent place to sit down.
I could use
Where
survival.
would you guys like to go?
I don't know, maybe somewhere with like decent cover, but not where we're bottlenecked in a cave or anything. There's just like a thicket of trees on the edge of, because we're in like a clearing, right?
Yeah. Let's
If
just say
there's like
literally.
a thicket of trees
Into the
on the
thick of it.
outskirts of the clearing, that'd be.
Yes. As a matter of fact, so from the rolling meadows, if you just kind of turn directly back, the hill ascends up a small ways before you. It's probably about maybe a 10-15 minute walk, and then you reach the tree line from the edge of the forest that you were at.
Honestly, any direction from here is fine. We're not entirely sure which direction Darugo is going to fly in from, considering we're not familiar with the landscape, so anywhere but here.
We also have some time to put some distance between us and here.
Yes.
We could find that. Maybe head towards the temple. Just maybe
Are you
find.
talking about the air temple? Because that was like.
No, the underground temple. Markoth Temple.
Temple.
Yeah.
Mariko, I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw for me.
Oh shit. Okay.
Twice.
16.
At the very mention of going back there, you feel a heaviness in your heart. Remembering that feeling. The feeling of that voice in your head, of knowing that it wasn't just you. And there is a palpable fear that grips you for a moment that you are able to shake off.
I'm not entirely fond of the idea of going back to the temple, just kind of near it, maybe as a landmark, because I don't know anywhere else that we could use.
I definitely don't want to go back to the temple. I just figured if we headed in that general direction, when we speak about it later to Riala, they have at least a general idea of where that temple could be in case
They want to
we
invest.
send people this direction before, and we can let them know to steer clear of it. We'll at least have an idea of where it's at to avoid it, or investigate it, whatever their plan is. I'd prefer people to stay away altogether, but that's not up to me at the moment.
So,
We can move on from that point.
so for DM, would primeval awareness help me find that temple, or at least its direction?
I'm going to say that it won't. Simply because primeval awareness allows you to sense creatures. And it would make sense if there were any living Hypogeans left there, but you guys really cleaned house through that temple, so there's nothing living left to sense there.
Living! Good to know.
Great!
Great!
Goody!
Well, how about survival?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and roll survival if you'd like to. I thought that was going to be a natural 20 for a second.
Ooh.
You're easily able to tell which direction. Kind of like looking at the forest, getting your bearings for a second. It does not take you long. You're in your element right now. Figuring out where the temple is so that you can avoid it, or avoid necessarily going in there, is child's play to you.
Well, I've had some time to look it over. I think think I know which way we're going for sure.
Good news. Good to have you along. The rest of us would be quite lost out here without you.
Completely lost.
Well, shall we find that place along the way to rest?
Yes, of course.
Oracle will start walking towards that way.
Great. Well, I'll follow along. Alright.
And I presume everybody's joining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Torrin wanders off by himself.
See, Torin turned around for like 5 seconds and then he got lost. Guys? Oh, never mind.
Guys!
Or it actually does take a nominal amount of effort to watch everybody go, to follow along. Each of you, your minds and your hearts are heavy with the revelations that the previous day had held. Torin, your thoughts drift as you guys make your way to the rest area, back to that mysterious dragonborn you met in the tunnels. Just who was she? What did Torn think of that encounter? What goes through his mind now?
Torin is kind of wondering, like, am I ever gonna see her again? I mean, her cooking skills was like off the charts. Almost better than mine. Where did she come from? Who are her parents? Oh gosh. I hope I'm not related.
That would be bad.
Gosh, I should have got some of the, recipes from her. Or, some kind of mailing address or something. All I remember is that one rock that's by that cave. Hopefully I can find it someday.
You kind of kick yourself a little bit for not asking about her Instagram handle, but you continue along with everybody else, hoping that maybe someday you might stumble across one of her photos while you're scrolling through on a sleepless night. Knowledge is power, as they say. At times, you found it to be almost a double-edged sword. Your former enemy has claimed that Empyrean magic drains life from the land. What is Cheryl thinking in response to what's happened this previous day, and in response to that statement?
I opened it so you could open it.
Shael's kind of turning it over in her mind, trying to see, like, search, things she's witnessed and what she's learned about Empyrean gems.
It's okay.
See if there's validity in that statement.
Just make sure you don't lose a lid, okay? Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, just make sure you don't spill it too, okay? Go ahead.
Or if it's just maybe a
Go ahead.
myth, and she's trying to, figure out. And then if there is validity to that statement, she's thinking really hard about how she just handed over a book to her boss about how to make Empyrean gems. And what the implications might be.
It's a difficult thing to deal with. The thoughts of a mistake and what that could cost. Truthfully, nobody in the group knows that better than Costa. Almost every decision you make comes with high stakes. From the time that you were the heir to a prestigious noble family to now the Avatar parent, you've shouldered a heavy burden most all of your life. But there's an equally heavy one after this past day. The burden of knowing that the universal foe that you've learned about your whole life, the thing that you always swore to protect your people from, truthfully are nothing more than just that. Just people. How was Costin settling with that?
So, Costin's been thinking about it since they had met the more amicable Hypotians the previous day. About how he's been not that he's unintelligent or anything of that nature, but he's just been living in ignorance based on information that he didn't know he was missing. And so he sees this road ahead of him that seems to, as it moves off in the distance, just continue to go up this ever more steep hill into this, what would be a mountain. Just something that seems like it may be impossible, but at the same time, he's almost excited at the prospect of being able to potentially forge peace between two peoples to avoid more bloodshed, which is what he's kind of based his whole philosophy of life around. Is he wants to protect people of the city, and keep them safe, and the best way to do that is to keep people from fighting, period, if at all possible. And so he's thinking of ways that he might tackle that and approach it and broach it with the people that are close to him and the people of his city. And he knows that it will be an ever more difficult task, but he's willing to put in that time and do the best that he can to try and just kind of move forward with that, just that direction and that goal, and hope for the best, using the support of his friends, people that have been with him since the start of this, and hopefully together they can accomplish that goal.
The high road can be a difficult one to travel. But to do the right thing, even when it's harder in the moment, for the purpose of forging a path to a better tomorrow. Hard as it may be, it's a price you've always been willing to pay to help the people of your home, and even people beyond that. Thoughts drifting to home, last we check into Orica. So much has happened. Your own home. To know that Hypotians themselves are not what you expected. To know that the nefarious machinations of other things out of the dark have affected more than just your people. But when you think back to the citizens of Darugo's Reach, there was a plot devised in your own home. Stop it for now. But how much has already been lost? The laboratory, the commander, how many dead already? It is truly over. What's running through Orico's mind right now?
Orico is just got that very full feeling in her stomach, almost nauseating, like a lead bullet just sitting in there. Just sickened with the thought that everything is not what it seems. There's corruption, there's something bigger going on, and just the frustration of getting only small pieces at each time, and as soon as thinking we have a hold on it, it's bigger and it's not even the right piece. She's thinking about the people of Darugo and her comrades, her current friends that she's made, like, what's going to happen next? Like, is this Please.
Ethan.
Sorry.
No worries.
Oh, come on, put the cap on. Go take it with you.
Shit. Damn it.
Okay, take your time. Deep breath.
If it's gonna be another Sons of Siege, but it'll be, instead of fighting enemies, mindless monsters, I feel like fighting own friends, neighbors now. And she's really hoping it doesn't come to that and just doesn't feel like it's getting more and more bleak as this journey goes on.
So, it's not a terribly long walk. Bleak and heavy as the moments that pass may be, you quickly reach a line of trees at the outskirts of a thicket, that forest. Doesn't take long before you find a nice spot. Not necessarily a clearing of trees, but an open enough area in the underbrush that you're able to kind of sit down and relax and set up a kind of small temporary camp. And you all
There you go.
finally take a load off.
Go play.
Is there anything you guys would like to say or do in the moments that pass before we do a short rest?
I'll just kind of find the grassy spot and plop down. She is exhausted. She'll take out some rations and munch them down. And just... That was one of our more terrifying encounters. Say so myself.
Yes. Never thought I'd be facing down a Hypogean several meters, several stories tall, capable of squashing me underfoot, charging at high speeds.
And to not want to kill it. Usually it's pretty straightforward. If they're charging at you, you kill it. But
Marco starts rubbing her shoulder.
That's right.
Sometimes the more difficult battle is the one you don't want to fight.
The funny thing is, last time we actually was running away from him when he was a lot smaller.
This is true.
I gotta say that we evolved, learned a lot of things since then.
In such a short amount of time. I feel like we've all had our expectations sort of flipped
Find
over
something
on
to
us
do.
and what to expect from the world around us. Not knowing that we could even have an amicable conversation with Hypogeans to begin with. But I think overall it was a good turn of events, if I do say so myself.
I agree, but I almost worry that when we get back home, no one's even gonna believe us. I think we're mad. How do we change an entire population's mind about a group of people they thought were their enemies for decades, centuries?
We have to start by taking the first step. We have to be the first ones. We have to be honest. Be transparent. A little bit at a time, of course.
While protecting our new friends.
Yes. Which is why I want to get as much distance from this place as possible. I don't want them coming back and searching for them behind our backs when we're not looking.
Yes.
I agree too. A new avatar, hopefully, it be able to change a lot of things in the future here. I believe in you, Costin. I believe in all of us.
Yes, thank you, Torin. I don't think any one of us alone would be able to accomplish the task, but if we stick together and trust in each other, and if that's what you all want to work towards that goal, then I will make it a priority for all of Gerudo and do everything in my power to set us on that path.
Yes, for a better future. I like it.
You're going to be the first avatar to unite Hypogeans and Virgo.
I know it sounds crazy, but that's what I want now more than ever. Protecting people is all I've ever wanted to do, and I feel like this situation gave us exactly what we needed. We just need to be careful how we approach it. It's a delicate task. But we should rest.
Yeah,
Patch myself up. I took a couple hits.
I totally agree. This dragon daddy is tired.
Okay. Yes, of course. Let's get some rest, and once we've recuperated, we can continue on.
Mariko just kind of starts bandaging up a little bit of her shoulder that got dislocated.
That's normal.
Yeah,
It'll be fine.
just need to sleep it off. Neither are flesh wound.
Totally.
Nothing a little spit can't heal.
As Torin's watching everyone else kind of bandage himself up and stuff, he's just rolling in the grass and the dirt just to cover up his wounds. I'll let nature take care of my wounds.
It's just
We're
all
there's.
sitting down, patching up ourselves. Just see Torin rolling around in the grass like a dog.
Oh no, oh no, there's poop. There's poop. No.
Torin, down. Heal.
Oh, that's right. We can roll for health.
Yes.
Yeah, 10.
Hey, so Torn, I've got a question for you for the short rest.
All right, bring it on.
Would you like to use the features of your chef feat?
Yeah.
So, as part of your short rest, you can cook special food, provided that you have ingredients and cook's utensils, which you've at least got the utensils. You can always forage for ingredients if you'd like. You can prepare enough of this food for equal to 4 plus your proficiency mod. I believe at this level that would be a total of 7. So with 1 hour of work, or when you finish a long rest, you can cook a number of treats equal to your proficiency bonus. And they last for 8 hours. They can use the bonus action equal, and they get temporary hit points equal to your proficiency bonus. So you can make food for everybody that will satiate them for the purpose of starvation, and they will get 3 temporary hit points for eating it.
Oh, heck yeah, I'm doing it.
Nice.
So, my first question is, what ingredients are you going to get?
So, Torin is thinking about going hunting, and as he goes into the tall grass that kind of meets with the trees and stuff. He's gonna try to find like rabbits, squirrels, whatever is there, and he's gonna get like on all fours, like he's really sneaky. Possibly pounce, or maybe use his axe to get one, or maybe a few, hopefully.
Okay, I would like you to roll a survival check, and please pair that with a stealth check.
Oh, jeez.
Moment of truth. So you don't find much foraging out there. You do stumble upon a couple of little bunnies. And you sneakily kind of get down on all fours and you slowly creep your way through the underbrush, around some bushes, staying low in the grass. They're hopping around, sniffing a little bit. Their ears perk up as they appear as though they heard something. Heads instinctively snapping, noses sniffing quickly, frantically. They look right at you. And they hop towards you with big, loving, trusting eyes.
Run away. It's a group of rabbits from the Holy Grail. Run away.
They're miniature owl bears. No. No. Oh, Torin. Go. Suckers. And I'll actually pounce and get them.
Alright, you pounce, and they like look up, and the gaze in their eyes, as you can see these big, brown eyes that the light catches, and you just see your own voracious reflection as you're just, pouncing on them. They're sniffing, they look at you with this almost sort of smile that touches their faces as your claws dig in, and in the last moment, the light in those eyes starts to fade as those bunnies realize this was not a friend. This wasn't a friend at all. Were the last thoughts that those little bunnies had before you ended this stage of their existence, before you ripped their souls asunder from their mortal coils.
Your sacrifice will not be in vain. You'll taste really good very soon.
But what are you going to prepare with the rabbits, Torn? After all, just meat isn't quite enough.
Oh, jeez. So I'm gonna try to go around and hopefully find some kind of like, hopefully there's like mushrooms or anything else to add to it, because it wasn't very much rabbit, right?
You got 2 decent-sized hairs. It's probably enough to, if you can find other stuff, it'll probably be enough.
Okay, because I was gonna say Torin is gonna try to make like a really awesome soup with these 2 rabbits in. Kind of like, get more variety out of it, more servings out of it.
Alright.
So Torin's gonna try to go find some mushrooms or anything that's like really edible that we can eat without dying from it.
Okay. Torn.
Okay.
So what I'd like you to do is I would like you to roll a survival check, please. But I would like you to message it directly to me.
So we don't know if we're going to get poisoned or not. Take your silence as a yes.
Try Torin. Give a full inspiration.
Yeah, I gave you a full inspo if you need it. To not
I think a 10 is good.
poisoning.
You begin foraging around through the bushes, and near the base of a few trees, you can see some really nice looking, kind of almost an earthy tone, like a kind of light brown, wide-capped mushrooms. But you can see some kind of uneven spots in the ground. You dig around a little ways further. Round vegetables resembling potatoes. And you kind of continue to look around, and you find a few sort of herbs around.
Alright, let's go.
What would you
Me and
find?
Dad are trying to play. Ooh, that is pretty.
You find a little bit of castle seeds, and you're able to also see a bit of cavadish. The cavadish is kind of like a sort of green leaf. It's more of an herb, kind of an aromatic. Castle is, for the most part, it's kind of like a sort of like small stalks. It, in and of itself, can't really be used for much, but the seeds you can crush down and add a bit of sort of not like earthiness, but it's not quite pepper. It's not like that full-on spiciness, but it adds a little bit of spice, a little bit of earthiness to something. And after getting a fair bit of potatoes, one of them looking very sexy, you kind of look around, and there's a small creek where you can wash everything off and actually gather some water. And you're feeling reasonably confident that you've got a good spread for making a soup.
Oh yeah. Gotta make some rabbit soup, nice, and got some potatoes, and look at this sexy one. I think Costin will like this one. Yes. Yep, that one's gonna be Costin's, and yep, we'll take this one, and I'll sit there and wash them all up and stuff, and kind of put in my pouch and start bringing back to camp and stuff. And also, I begin. No, that's good actually. That's good. So after I do that, I'll be heading back to camp to make this rabbit soup. Legendary.
Would you like to tell us how you make it?
So once Torin gets back, he kind of starts getting the fire going and stuff, and then he'll go out, find like a flat. Well, actually, you know what? No, he'll go start making a fire, and then with the pot and stuff, he'll just kind of like try to place it like nicely on top of it and stuff, and start skinning the rabbits and stuff, and sitting there and with the hide and everything, and it goes, Costin, you want this? You think you could use this for anything? I don't really want this to go to waste.
Wait, what do you have?
Oh, it's a rabbit skin, like hide-like.
Well, I don't know that we could use it in the moment, but we could probably make some use of it later in the future. Might as well hold on to it. Never know what you might need.
All right, so so Torin will wrap that all up and stuff and put it in his pouch, and then goes, all right, guys, watch this. Don't blink, because you'll miss it.
Hold my beer.
And as he takes his cup out, that magic cup, it fills with beer.
Yes, and as soon as you take it out and you even so much think about liquid or drinking, it just, almost as if responding to your thoughts, fills with a frothy head of beer.
And then he'll take one big old swig, and then he'll put it down, and then he'll grab his axe, and then he'll start cutting up all the meat and stuff, and the potatoes, just like right after.
That's a slam! What are you doing?
I thought,
Warren, I'm not for cooking!
well, you didn't say what you was for.
Warren, I'm a legendary weapon wielded by the greatest of warriors. I've slain giant beasts. I've fought alongside the bravest of it. Ow! Stop! No! Stop hitting! Ow! Oh,
Now you're about to slay this dude.
Yes, you're about to slay this rabbit stew with some potatoes and some awesome herbs I found. Oh, don't forget the mushrooms.
Ow, ow!
And don't worry, this is a legendary cook. So,
At least use a piece of wood as a cutting board. Ow! The rock hurts!
oh, eat next time. I'll make sure.
Was the rabbit strong at least?
Yeah, yes. I mean, it had huge eyes, brown eyes. Looked kind of cute. Yeah, it was very strong. I mean, those big old teeth it had. Yeah, it was. I was scared. Felt sorry,
How
but
far I've fallen.
I mean, look how tough the meat is. This rabbit.
yeah. Yes. Thank you, Costin. Thank you.
Costa can't hear it, can he?
Only Torin. But like Torin's chopping this up, and you hear Torin responding to this something. What
All
the
right.
rest of you do?
Shale is confused but too tired to really take any action about it. She's just
Orko just cross off.
like, yep, that's the thing that's happening.
Must be his cooking style.
Yes, there's some sort of method to the madness.
He makes great
Madness
food.
to the method.
Either way, the food always seems to turn out really well. So it must work for him.
Must be working.
And I know where Torin goes. This is raw. What are you doing?
The rabbit's so fucking raw! It bounced out of the stew! Fuck off! Fuck off! He's berating himself. You're not serious! You want to serve that? How do
Like
you
looking
give
at
it
the
up?
reflection of the axe as he's like.
You're just having like a total like Homelander season 3 moment.
Yes.
Well, yeah, no. Torin's gonna, after he chopped everything up, he'll go like do like the gunslinger thing and put the axe like right into his like little hitch like this. Whoosh, yeah, and then he goes, whoosh. All right, dinner is served. Oh, and Costin, this sexy potato, it's all yours.
Nice. Wait, what?
I mean, look at.
It's all yours, Costin.
Austin, there are remarkable curves on that potato.
I mean,
It's looking real tasty.
They're not all cut up and in the stew.
No, that one is still whole. It's for Costin.
can't argue. Food.
No, he's gonna eat potato. The sexiest
I'm so
potato.
glad that I made sure that this was an 18 plus stream because of my language, but now for other reasons as well.
Yes, yes, Costin, you eat the potato, all right?
Yes. That's typically what you do with potatoes.
Okay.
Something
I
else
just,
with potatoes that I'm not aware of.
well, I just want to make sure you. I mean, this one is like sexy, so I want to make sure you eat it, not nothing else.
If you say so.
Okay. Sorry, but father has to make sure you're a grown boy, you know.
Oh
Yes.
no!
Right. Okay then. You're making the food, so
All right, and Torin will start serving everyone up.
I'll bring her mess kit over and get a bowl full of stew.
Thank you, Torin. It's
Thank you so much. This looks much better than the rations I snapped on earlier.
Yes, no problem. As Torin grins and shows one of his teeth, and it like shines.
Costin's looking at his bowl of stew. There's a little bit of liquid with a giant potato on top. Alright.
Alright, digging in. Is it good? Am I gonna be ill?
Are we ill yet?
Are we safe?
Are we gonna be on
We're safe now.
Because
Shitting
this is
in the woods
easier
all
and faster than typing. So on a short rest, you can spend as many of your hit die as you want. When you do a long rest, you get half your hit die back. So it's a balance game. You got to spend what you got to spend to get to a healthy level, but it might take a couple long rests to get all of your hit die back.
Oh,
So-
wait. So it's not the number, that's how many times you can.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
and you have a number of hit die equal to your level. It gets a little more complicated if you multi-class, but that's okay.
Okay.
So like I rolled 4 times because I have 8 hit die and I know I get the
Yeah.
other half back.
Woohoo!
All right. Now, when Torin went foraging for mushrooms, there was a threat. There was a threat that he could get mushrooms that are very much not for consumption. Or there's always the chance that he could get some that, for fun, might be for consumption. I had him roll to me in secret. The number that Torin needed to exceed or meet in order for all of you to be safe was 15. Torin rolled a 17.
Good job, Torn.
No hallucination, no poisoning.
Dang it.
No problem.
But when you bite into that stew, there's something about the natural gaminess of the rabbit that when you're kind of mixing all these spices, you don't expect to work. But much like that Paula Abdul song, opposites attract. And there's almost a kind of, because of it doesn't, you don't expect it to work, but there's a sort of harmony. And you,
Stupid music video though.
and suddenly you see animated cats.
Yeah.
Just kidding, they were hallucinogenic all along.
All
No,
right.
you all enjoy a good hearty meal courtesy of Torin. Please note down on your character sheets that each of you gain 3 temporary hit points.
3?
3.
Thank
But
Yeah,
more
so you'll put them
importantly,
in that temporary hit points box under
Yep.
your current hit points. And you'll use those first if you get hit.
Yep.
they last, I think, until your next long rest.
Okay. Good.
But, yeah, aside from that, you all get a chance to enjoy a short rest and a very good hearty meal. After a brief rest out in the forest and what shouldn't have been a really good, like, not like Michelin quality, but like a solid, like, sit-down restaurant quality soup,
Heck yeah.
you feel quite a bit better. What are you guys going to do next?
What time is it? Is it getting late or is it
At this point, the
daylight left
sun,
for traveling?
you've got probably a couple hours left of daylight.
Well, should we put another couple hours of walking in, everyone?
I feel ready.
Yeah, I think that would be best. Especially now on a full stomach, I'm a little bit more energized than I was before. Might as well make use of the day.
Torin looks down at his stomach, kind of squeeze a little bit. Yeah, I better get some steps in here.
Or needs to walk some off.
Right.
Walking
Pack up
will
and go.
start.
Okay. So you take a few moments, ready yourselves for the continued travel, break camp, and depart once more into the woods. Excellent.
Yeah,
So, you're kind of going along through the woods. The cool air of the evening starting to fill the forest where you are, and the shadows of the canopy growing longer as in the distance between the trees, you can see atop the hills, the sun getting lower. The kind of beautiful painted sky, hues of red and blue, dancing together. Clouds overhead, also casting long shadows as evening begins to overtake the land. You can hear kind of that peaceful ambient sound of nature around you as you continue walking through the woods. If I could please, could I get everybody to roll a perception check for me?
17.
Thank God. The rest of us rolled nothing. 10,
You're going along. The real cost and exhaustion setting in from everything you've been through today as you continue sort of along this rather small, sparsely beaten in game trail that's going through. And you descend down a long hill, and you go into what's kind of like a gulch, and at the far end you can see a rocky wall that some of you in particular, Torin, you recognize. This is kind of the area where you guys had come out earlier when you were kind of paired off with one other person. So you're getting pretty close to being back to where you were.
Oh.
She's still around, right?
Checks his breath. Oh, that's okay.
It's
That's
not
okay.
good. It's
And he looked down at like,
it's good.
yeah, like, well, hey, Orico,
Yes?
can you check my breath, please?
Oh, why? It smells like death.
Perfect. Thank you. Like death dead or death death?
That might
Be
be.
an aphrodisiac.
Like death dead or death death?
Like not bad death, but like you ate something.
Okay, so this is a couple days ago. Okay, just a couple days ago. It's good. Okay, thank you.
Why the sudden concern about your breath?
Oh, I remember this. I remember this area, and I just want to make sure I look very, very good for it, and top of the line. As he straightens out his armor and stuff, and
Wait, are you hoping we'll meet Ras? Fuck, what is his name?
her.
No, hold on. Rick Sam, because I would really like to see him again.
Sure. Yeah.
Wait,
Rickson went the other way.
oh yeah,
No.
that's right.
It's good. It's yeah. Sure. Why? Yeah. That's what.
Did you meet someone in the caves?
Well, you know what? Yes, I did. And I'm here to get recipes. That's all you guys need to know. That's all you guys need to know.
Wow. You seem quite taken with this person you met in the caves.
Oh, her cooking style was so flawless. I mean, the way she is chopping up all those. Yes. No. Yes.
Do I believe him that it's just about the cooking?
You've no reason to particularly doubt it. If you'd like to actively make opposing checks, you guys are welcome to.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, damn.
You gotta roll a really good deception.
So it would be either deception or what's
think we get.
Depending
Bear
on
advise
if you're
whatever
telling
you
the
want.
truth or not.
Shit, they're all bad.
Look, guys, Torrin's really good at cooking and killing.
Oh,
So, he's got a very convincing look on his face, but, Shael, you've seen people love struck before.
I know a crush when I see one.
And as
Gives
Torrin,
them a knowing look, and she goes, "Okay, Torrin,
oh
got the food."
yes, yes. Oh, and Costin, come here. You got a little dirt on your face. There we go. You look good.
He, like, licked his hand and, like, cleaned it, and now it just smells god-awful.
There you go. You smell perfect now. There we go.
I'll get the rest. I'll get the rest.
Are you sure? I need to get your hair too.
No. I got it. You got it. Put some water on his hand. Like, I got it. We're good. Through his hair. We're good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Never got clean so fast.
I'll be sure to keep up on my appearance. Thank you, Thor.
Yes, no problem. Okay. Yep. We're set. Yes.
You can't be a dirty boy costume.
I can when Torrin's not around.
Walking with the potato and he passed it.
Oh shit. Oh.
No. Nope. Potato's gone.
So you guys, sorry, let me bring it in here. So, as I had mentioned before, I'll just kind of drag you guys here so you can kind of see the caves. Actually, put you guys here so you can reference it. Oh, there's Koro on the party member list. He hasn't been here in a while.
Who's Toro?
Is he still partying with HMP?
No, at this point, Koro one night had 3 drinks and actually overdosed.
Wow.
Oh
Rest in
jeez.
peace.
Yeah.
That's a good amount for Travis. Usually it's like a whiff of a drink.
Yeah. How people describe the flavor of a LaCroix is how Travis actually responds to alcohol.
Nick describes the beer to him as he's drunk.
Just hurling on his desk. See, we're drinking with Nick one time, and I said, on the mat you always win, but in this place I am God. So, you guys approach, and there's almost a bounce in your step as you're realizing, yes, once more there's familiar sights, things that you're remembering. You're drawing closer to your destination, and it's a good feeling. Seeing the caves kind of on either side of you, you guys, you'll all sort of remember that you can go up that rocky incline and continue on, and from this, it's actually not a terribly long distance from where you broke camp simply the night before. Were you guys looking to continue on? Did you want to maybe break camp here, check the caves? I wanted to kind of give you guys some options for this particular location.
Is it getting towards, you said it was sunset last, so when we're...
It's getting sunset. You've probably been walking for a good 20 more minutes or so. You would estimate 20 to 30 minutes more. You've got maybe an hour of sunlight, so it's like if you want to continue, you absolutely can. But there's not, like, it's not, like, you'll probably, you're reasonably confident that you can make it to the other edge of the forest by sunset. Sundown, rather. What would you guys like to do?
Well, it's not far from here. We could probably make it before sunset. What are you guys feeling like? Should we make camp
Hey,
here?
like, if it's not far from this particular spot, as he looks around, he recognizes it, obviously. here actually might be better. I don't know how close I actually want to get to that place. It's just dangerous in a really bad way, and I think we should avoid getting too close, just in case. But I think we're close enough that we kind of already know where it is, and we can just move on from here in the morning.
That's my boy. Yes, I say we stay here tonight. Be perfect. But maybe up on the hill a little bit. Kind of get like, check our surroundings. Just for when night falls, so we kind of know where everything's kind of like at, though.
Beautiful. Oh, yes, absolutely.
Good idea to have the high ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you'd like to go on up, you can. Let's say, have everybody roll a perception check to see what you notice about your surroundings.
Oh no.
Shael sees everything.
Oriko sees nothing.
Special eyes.
Your elf eyes. What do your elf eyes see?
My brand.
Taking Doriko to Isengard.
Direction is Isengard again.
Taking Doriko to Isengard.
We're no longer playing Divine Beasts, now Lord of the Rings.
Tell me, where is Imnek? For I much desire to speak with him.
Yes!
Imnek, for I much desire to speak to him.
Yes.
Are you guys fucking serious? What did he say? Are you guys fucking serious? What did he say?
What a crossover.
Do not
Wow.
cite the deep magics to me. I was there when they were written.
Wow, we got 2 crossovers and
Oh my god, there's somebody in the chat called Hobbitses. Did I hear something? Stupid fat hobbits. They're precious.
So perfect.
Oh my god, that made my night. Okay. Okay. I can recover from this. So, you head on up and take in your surroundings. Just a little bit beyond, there's actually a pretty nice clearing where it looks like you could make camp for the night. And taking a while to kind of look around, you do see a variety of wild game tracks. Things obviously have passed through here. It being a forest, you're not at all surprised to see any of this. But the grassy clearing looks like a good place to set up some tents and maybe call it a night. Alright, were you guys thinking of doing
Up
that?
here, or
Well, I was gonna have like a little ways away from here, like just
Okay.
beyond, just so I can load a nighttime map for you.
for sure.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay.
Do this. Man, I did not need to use as many. Well, who knows? Who knows
You
what
might-
will
you
attack
might
us
need
during the night? I will not finish that sentence.
I already know what's going to attack during the night.
Costumes do more.
Wasn't expecting that.
It's gonna attack.
Time to make a new
Dragon
brother.
Torrent.
It's a dragonborn. It's attacking.
Attacking!
So, you all head out to that nice little clearing.
Voiceover attacking.
Get your, you get your tents all set up. Get a small fire going. As the sun goes down, shadow blankets the land, and all of you begin to settle in. Real quick, can all of you guys see okay? I just set up vision on all of you.
Yes.
Yep.
Excellent. Thank you. So, the forest itself is quiet, save a bit of ambient noise from owls hooting in the distance, crickets chirping, and the cool spring air in the night. And Torrens just like, no, no, no,
Not again. Not again.
and the crackling flame of your campfire casting dancing shadows in every direction. And as you all begin to settle in for the night, is there any particular thing that the four of you would like to do before calling it a night?
Setting up a perimeter with whatever so that then we aren't attacked by owlbears in the middle of the night.
What? No.
No?
That's what we want.
Why do we want this? We saw what happened to Torin.
We need to bring like a string of tin cans or something that we can hang up like low in the branches so if anything crosses it, it makes a noise.
Yes.
Torin needs a redemption arc here.
I posed that question of what kind of perimeter, how would you like to do this?
I don't have tin cans.
Yeah. I mean, there's the alarm spell, but that's a fairly limited space.
I don't have that spell.
We'll just have
If you'd like to blow all of your spell slots to do so, I am absolutely happy to oblige.
Love to, but I don't have that spell.
It's a trap. Just like with the, I think I did something previously before earlier in the game where I just took a rope and I had it like, I put like pieces of metal next to each other. I
Do
think
you have any of that on your person now?
I have the rope.
Okay. What kind of bits of metal or sound things would you like to use?
Whittle some sticks.
I like Shia's idea. Whittle some sticks.
So, would you like to go out into the forest to gather some sticks?
Torin, go get us some sticks, please.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
Wait, Torin, do you have any bones left over from the rabbit that you cooked?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Ah!
Make the bones rattle.
Yes. Rabbit.
Clickety clackety, clickety clackety.
Clickety clackety, coming in for that smackety.
Here comes the owlbear, give us a smack Torin down. Oh my goodness.
Run a D&D game, they said. It'll be
Great.
fun, they said.
So fun.
Aren't you having fun?
Love it.
We're having fun.
Funny thing about that, as 19 fire elementals descend upon you.
Good thing I took first watch.
I have my
I
backup
can run
character.
away.
It's actually a clarifying question. So, one, who is taking first watch?
I'll take first watch.
And you know what?
Or
And
if
two, could somebody ping on the map where you are setting up this perimeter? Note that you do have 50 feet of rope available. It's probably going, as you're going to be tying it around with the bones and stuff, you're going to lose length on the rope. So let's assume you have 30 feet of rope effectively.
Okay, let me measure here. Is that you, Shia?
Right.
That was me.
Oh, that was. Maybe in the most open part. Like where.
Yeah, just like, would you have enough to get it between those 3 trees like that?
I think so.
Say if we
Something
lost
like
10 feet of tying it and stuff.
Alright, the Baron abides. You've got enough to do that. I'm going to go ahead and draw that on there for you.
Okay.
Our trap.
Most likely.
All that was done. Here we go.
Okay, the vibes of this playlist
They're great.
are so good.
Your choices are always
Perfect.
so good. DJ Kitty!
Give me just a second. Roll20's having a meltdown on me. Okay.
Yay, roll 20.
So you all prepare the trap for whatever dangers may lurk out in the woods. And 3 of you drift off into slumber as Costin takes first watch. So to clarify, who takes second watch and who takes third?
I was gonna stay up. I'll stay up for the first 2 watches because I only need 4 hours.
I was gonna.
I'll just double up with people.
I was gonna say, since we're kind of close to those caves, Torin is gonna be up too, cause his he's anxious,
Oh no.
and also he looks at Shael like, so do I look okay? Do I have anything in my teeth?
Does he have anything in his teeth? Do you have things in your teeth?
A lot.
He has things in his teeth.
There's probably more in his teeth than there is space.
I want to brush them. Although I don't know what Dragonborn courting.
Oh no, having things in my teeth is actually
Courtship is
having.
between Dragonborn. Is it good to have things in your teeth?
Yes, it's perfect. Thank you so much, Aiel. Yes,
Well, then yours look great. Fantastic.
awesome. And Torin is actually pacing kind of like back and forth.
Well, Oracle will take last watch since the first watches seem to be.
Yeah, it was like stacked.
Yeah.
Maybe I will go to bed and I'll take last watch with Orko. The boys are up.
There we
We
go.
have guy time.
So,
Oh,
when
no.
you're pacing back and forth,
Well, there's
your
something.
son's there with you,
No.
and you're getting a chance to teach Costin a little bit about proper dental hygiene, where if you brush, you're a loser.
Yes.
Women respond to stuff in their teeth. Or men. You know, it's all good. It's common era 545.
Yeah, totally.
Torn, that's when you see a shape out in the woods. One that is very familiar to you.
Oh my.
Torin's kind of like he wants to, but then he remembers the owl bears. He's all, let's try my mating call, maybe.
Mating call?
Okay, what is that?
No. Oh gosh.
Please enlighten us.
You did this to yourself.
Do it. Do it.
Caca, caca. No.
You can do better than that. You made her DM quit. I have an idea. What if it's like the sound baby crocodiles make?
Mer, mer.
I'm going to need him to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no.
Oh shit. Oh shit. I'm gonna use an inspo. Oh shit. Oh.
I'm going to need you to roll 1d6 for me.
Oh crap. Oh shit.
It was fate. You're not getting out of this, motherfucker.
Oh shit.
What?
Oh gosh.
You're pacing back and forth around the fire. You look out, seeing a familiar sight. If you let out your mating call, caw caw. There's a flutter, a shape that swiftly seems to rush before your eyes.
Please don't be
It's
an
a
owl.
crow. Hits you in the face.
Oh no.
And then immediately realizing that you're not another crow, kind of gives this annoyed, and just flies off.
Ah, it got me. It's attacking. It's attacking. Ah, help me.
Take one damage. Oh, your eyes trying to get. Oh, so many feathers. Oh, God. So many feathers. Oh, everywhere. Oh, no, there's every inch there's feathers. Oh, God. And you finally, clear your eyes. up. That's when you realize you're standing face to face with a fucking owlbear.
Oh.
I'm so excited.
Could not have gone any better.
This is so good.
I think Corin disagrees. I think he thinks it's a lot better.
Yeah.
Buddy, go get him.
So Torrin's like laying down slowly.
Who knows that I believe Gentle Giant Sith did give you guys some info, or was that Taylor?
I did.
Yeah.
Note that down, because you're going to need it. But let's go ahead and take 5, everybody. To the audience, thank you all for hanging out here tonight. We're going to just take 5, get up, stretch. I encourage you all to do the same. And we're going to play our wonderful commissioned musical piece by OBP Musical. And we're going to show off a little bit of art here as well. So, take a moment, enjoy some of this fantastic artwork and great music. We'll be right back.
Thank you all for being here. We'll be right back.
Oh my god.
That was awesome.
This is so fucking good. Oh my god. Just. The fucking owl there. Oh, is it the Dragonborn? Is it the love? And then like Albert.
Alright guys, so we'll be right back. Thank you for all coming and hanging out.
Oh, this is so good.
Poor fucking Torin.
Okay. Crow.
Alright, everybody, we are back. And we are going to begin our round of combat. Okay. Excellent. So, tell you what, let's go ahead and just take it from here. So, I would like Torin and Costin, as you are the only two who are currently awake. Please roll initiative for me. Not great. And Costin, what was your initiative?
18.
Excellent. We'll have 4
It's weird I didn't add Costin because I had my token selected.
That's okay, it happens. Okay. So this thing steps out. Its hulking frame cracking branches like they're nothing under it, and large black eyes gleaming in the moonlight as it casts a voracious gaze at Torn. But Costin, you hearing this and hearing Torn take a shocked breath, stepping back just slightly, you're the first one to respond. It is your turn. What are you going to do?
Alright, so Costing, knowing how this situation played out last time, is going to, as he's getting ready to charge forward, he's going to yell out, Child, Oriko, wake up! And then I'm just going to charge forward.
Okay. Shiloh and Oriko, can I also get you guys to roll initiative for me as well? I will add you effective next turn.
I did, but it didn't go through even after selecting my token.
Yeah.
That's okay. Let me get those.
Oh, look at Child.
And child.
She
She's like,
wasn't
what?
very deep in the meditation yet. She snapped right up.
Alright, so I'm gonna run in and immediately I'm gonna activate my flame rune, just attempt to bind it in place to give us some wiggle room around this thing in case we have to back up. And I don't want it pursuing, so I'm gonna make an attack.
Alright.
15 plus 8, it's gonna be 23.
Great. Yep, that connects. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Alright, so flame rune does. Where's flame rune? An additional 2d6. Alright, so it's going to be 14 damage, 7 of which is fire damage, and then it needs to make a strength savings throw or it will be restricted.
That's a natural 20.
Ah, yeah, so, damn. Okay. Yeah, it sure is. So, seeing the chains not take hold, I'm just going to make another attack against it.
Okay.
15 plus 8 is 26.
Roll for damage. that's 12 more damage. So let's see. All right. So that is bonus action to activate and 2 attacks for action plus movement.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Is there anything else you'd like to do?
That'll be it.
All right. So running forward, you brandish your weapon. Like roars out in pain as you just slash to the front of it. Chains bursting forth from your sword and just wrapping around it. You can hear the sizzling and searing of it digging through, burning the feathers and starting to scorch the flesh a bit. But with a ferocious roar, it breaks out of them and starts to, like, it's almost like a screaming hoot that it gives as it starts to, like, move forward and you slash it again, catching it across the face. It's taken a couple of really good hits, but it's looking pissed and you are right in front of it.
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright.
That's your turn. So, going right into it, the owlbear is then going to attack. Like, right as you slash it, it kind of like lashes out with its beak and easily sidestep. But then it comes in with its claws. And as you sidestep, it was almost like a feint, and you sidestep as it just catches you with this massive claw, dealing 11 damage. It was a considerable hit, but you honestly taken worse.
Yeah. So as he hits me with that second hit, I'd like to use my reaction to invoke the stone rune to try and charm it.
Okay. That is a saving throw, correct?
It's a wisdom saving throw. 16.
It does not succeed.
So it is charmed for 1 minute. The creature has a speed of 0, incapacitated, descending into a dreamy stupor. And it can repeat the savings throw at the end of each of its turns until it either ends or succeeds on the roll.
Alright. It gives a screeching, almost like howl that fills
Hey,
the
Troy.
skies.
How you doing?
Up in the canopies of trees, like birds just starting to flutter off into the night. And right as it hits you, and then you activate the stone rune. And there's this almost like light glow about you. And its eyes sort of like dilate. And then just very gently, almost purring at you. It's appears to be quite taken.
Indeed.
With that torn, you see that this thing seems to like your son for some reason.
So, quick question. Since it's a short rest, did I get the necklace back?
The necklace is a long rest.
Okay, and that's with the action surge too?
You do get action surge, however.
Awesome. Okay, so as this owlbear comes out, Tora's like, no, come on. You never know who's watching. I am not going to live this nightmare twice. So, Torin will run up, and he'll slide on this side. Oops.
Okay, you are flanked, you take advantage.
And then, there we go. There's the first one. Oh, and before he attacks, he was gonna grab his other regular axe, but then he decides to grab the magic axe. And goes, all right, this is your time to shine. And then as he attacks, you can hear the axe is telling him, action surge, you know you want to. So Torin goes, yes, it's action surge time. Action surge! And then he'll attack again.
2 more times.
Oh, I'll use the inspo for that one.
Okay. Go ahead and reroll that one.
Okay, there we go.
Alright, roll your next attack. And you actually still have one more offhand attack as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
For
yes.
your bonus action.
I'll keep that.
Tell me what happens.
So as he so as he slides, and he kind of uses one of the axes to clip like one of the back legs to kind of help him like swing around all the way, and then he'll gain his footing, and then he'll grab his the magic axe and kind of like go on his back, right on the spine, and then it's almost like he's kind of like climbing on top of the owlbear with every swing, and then with the final blow, he'll sit there with both axes in one hand and just go down right in the middle of its body.
Nice.
Heck yeah.
In its final moments, Costin, it looks up at you, and you can't speak this language. You don't know what it's saying. But something passes between the two of you. A feeling. Confusion. Desperation. Unrequited affection. You don't know what it says in its dying breath. None of you do. But in owlbear language, after the great force and series of attacks from Torn that lay it low, its body no longer strong enough to support it, collapsing in a whimpered final breath, utters, "Why?" There's no time to wonder. As in that exact moment, Torn buries the axe into its back. A question that it will never know the answer to.
It's true. Never.
Just like a great many other questions. As combat is now resolved.
Like, what does Dragonborn actually taste like?
Chicken?
Maybe?
Congratulations, guys. For once, I did a combat that was actually just like a quick little skirmish for you.
Ah! Success!
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, Torin, you did it. You overcame your fear.
Yes, of course. I mean, you know, when you balance stuff, experience, yeah, you know, yeah, I did. And he's looking out in the woods like, I did. Yes,
Congratulations.
I am very awesome. Thank you.
Shael comes scrambling out of her tent and she's like, "Oh my god!" Like she's just barely got like dressed again, and her hair might still be in like a bonnet, like all her curly hair. And she just looks around and is like, "Oh, you guys already took care of it then."
Sorry, it was a moment of panic for
No,
Torin's sake.
better safe than sorry.
Yes, yes.
I'm gonna go back to bed.
Yeah, I don't know why Costin screamed like that, but I got it taken care of, so it's all good. I say we got some breakfast for tomorrow, huh?
Could be. Could be.
Teach this owlbear a lesson.
I think you've already done that. Well done.
Orko also looking really disheveled, hair like in a little drool right there, just with axes in hand, just like staring. Like, why is it always owl bears, and just slowly turns and goes back to bed?
And Torin's gonna also do one more thing. He's gonna grab a piece of meat of the owlbear, and he'll look out in the woods and take like a bite to show dominance to any other owlbears out there. But deep down inside, he's still kind of scared of them.
Just in case somebody's watching.
Just in case.
See, Costin, you gotta show dominance here. You want to take a bite?
I think you've got it handled.
Oh.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So, Thorin, everybody else sort of starts to settle back in. After the brief skirmish of the owlbear, you take the bite of the flesh of it, and you hear something around the corner.
Okay.
Find another tree. A whisper.
Costin, can owlbears talk? Can they whisper like?
I don't. No, probably not in the normal sense of speaking, but animals have an intrinsic way of speaking to each other.
I am sorry, and then Torm dropped the piece of meat. No disrespect. I'm sorry.
What? Sorry, who? Sorry, what?
Just in case there was another owlbear. I don't want to come in and charging at us.
I mean, I thought that's why you were showing dominance. I'm confused.
I didn't think there would be a second one out there. You never know.
Is there a second one out there?
I don't know. I was asking if they whispered.
Well, there was.
Oh,
Stepping out from the shadows, you recognize the appearance of Issa. About 3 others, sugar, but I already took care of them.
What?
Ah, well met, friend. It's good to see you again.
oh wow, and she's strong. And Torm picks up the meat. Torm picks up the meat again and takes another bite. Well, hello there. I wasn't expecting you.
Oh,
Y'all
shit.
shouldn't be wasting no good meat like that.
Yeah,
That poor creature had to die so you could eat that.
yeah. Costin, yeah. See, she's exactly what I was telling you, Costin.
Tell me again, Doran.
I just realized when I did that, I muted myself for you guys and not the stream. So it all heard me Gordon and to yell at the dog.
Nice.
Hey, come here, you. Hey, come here. Hey, come here.
Get over here.
You.
Yes, please hold me. Please hold me.
Thank you all for being here.
Fight him to the death, honey. All you gotta do is just drive him off. Owlbears, they're always looking for food, but barely predators, more like scavengers. Face them off a little bit, and most of the time they'll turn tail. Unless they got some young'un around, then you're in for a bit of a fight there.
Ah, yes. I kind of jumped the gun there. I was watching out for Costin's safety here. Just want to make sure he was safe. You're good, Costin? You're good?
Yes, Doran, I'm well.
Costin, okay. All right.
Please roll deception for me.
Who, me?
Torrent.
Oh, okay.
Deception. Oh, no, that's not good. Oh, and
She just kind of smiles at that, sort of a big toothy grin that for anybody who's not a dragonborn looks really upsetting.
oh, that smile. Kind of takes your breath away, right, Costin?
What? Yes, whatever you say, Doran.
I mean, look at that. She still has a chunk of meat. Whatever she ate last, still in her teeth. Nice.
I'll let you take care of our guest. I'm going to continue to stay vigilant on this other side of the encampment.
Oh, well, we can't make this meat go waste either. If you could probably start this. Gotta make sure there's no other owlbears out there anywhere.
Right, exactly.
So Torrin will kind of post up and go, so, how's your night?
Well, sugar, it's going mighty fine.
Oh,
Came out here because I heard a bit of a commotion. There were some owlbears on the press, so I drove a few of them off, and then I heard something going on over here, and you very bravely decided to drop that bit of meat. And after you showed such a display of confidence.
yep. Pretty good. So, do you want to say for dinner, midnight snack, like, or you got anywhere you gotta be?
I reckon I
Your
can stay
tent?
for a little bit. She kind of like smooths out, like, there's the sort of like spines along her face, and she kind of like smooths them out like hair. After all, such a big bit of meat, y'all might need another set of hands to help butcher this here animal.
Imagine like the ghost pottery scene, but
That's
with
describe if this was going
Costin's sitting on a log on the other side of the campfire, listening like half-assed to the conversation, just like nodding to himself with his head down,
like trying not to see anything.
like whittling a stick with a knife, just
whittling a stick, stabbing it into his eye.
Oh my god! Oh, why?
Sounds like cloaca.
Starts hearing sounds stabbing in the ears next.
Oh my gosh.
Well, yes. I mean, we can always use extra hand, you know, cutting this up and stuff. I mean, if you want to cook too, by all means. I mean, yes.
I mean,
The way that you were watching me cook last time, I do declare that it seems like you'd like to be my sous chef.
Oh,
Maybe we'll see what you can do.
oh, of course. And when she says that, Torin's body starts like shake, like, and his chefing skills is kind of like a little bit off a little bit now. Like, oh, gotta impress, gotta impress, gotta impress, gotta impress. Oh, and by the way, I don't think I have. Costin over there. That's my son.
Oh, you're already seeing someone. Well,
No. I actually took him in.
That's all right.
No, I actually took him in as a
I
very
understand, Torin.
no, as
A good man like you couldn't be on the market for long.
Costin yell out like, he's very much on the market.
No, I took him in. He was having daddy issues at home, so I became his father out here.
yes, what he says.
Surrogate daddy.
It's daddy and you
What
know
a
it.
kind heart you have. Come on over here. And you just got reverse ghosted as you're like holding the axe to carve and she's behind you like Swayze. And
We would change the melody if we were to get
never happened in my family. So there's kind of it's a fun yet almost intimate vibe as you guys are breaking down an owlbear carcass together. She says, "Don't often meet others like us. You're up from Darugo's Reach, you'd say it?"
Ah, yes. Yeah, and my son here is Avatar. Very proud of him.
Well, seems like you got away with raising the little ones then.
Yeah, Dragon Daddy has to do what he has to do.
Yes.
I never stepped foot in any one of the cities myself.
Oh, it's actually not too bad. Well, yeah, 2 points. I mean, you know, I had to save my young one here from a trash can a couple times and being out late, you know, and everything. But yeah, right out of town too. I have a nice cave and a nice, awesome rock inside. And also, I have a little fishing area right outside of my property. Yes.
Yes.
Fishing in the city. I never thought that it was like that. I always imagined there was all sorts of buildings, people rushing around to and fro, going about the business, and she just like cuts through a whole ass like leg in that moment with just one like powerful swing.
Torin's
Rips off
jaw,
with a sickly pop.
Torin's jaw drops like.
Y'all been living in the city your whole life, Torin?
Not really. I've been kind of like out of the city. I have my own little cave and stuff with a lake, and I'm not much of a city person. I mean, I'll go in and make sure, everything's going good and stuff, Gotta make sure the street stays clean,
You silly. She kind of like gives you a playful shove. I mean, before all that, see, I've been living out here in the beyonds my whole life. There's a mountain near where that big old dragon serpent Ephra lives. I was a pretty young little thing then, but my brother and I, my daddy, mama, we all lived out there. There was a couple other families that lived there with us. I do declare, there was a strapping young dragonborn, about the bravest you'd ever see. Headstrong as all Dickens.
Ah,
An awful lot like you.
yeah, you never know. I mean, I do make it out to places once in a while.
Well, I also happen to remember that his name was Torrens, so I managed to put two and two together, sugar.
Oh, she knows me.
And she kind of like puts her hands on her hips. Y'all really don't remember me when we were during our childhood.
I know I don't really remember much from my childhood. I've been dropped a couple times in my head. Yes.
After them nasty Harposians attacked our camp where we were living with, I was sent wandering for months. Time my brother, we ended up going our separate ways a couple of years ago, but always did wonder if anybody else made it out of there.
That does sound very familiar, yes.
Oh, you poor thing. She kind of like pats you on the shoulders. Been wandering alone all these years. I know what that's like. That ain't easy, Torn.
Yeah. When things happen like that, I kind of want to try to forget about the bad past like that. But, making some better memories nowadays.
It ain't nothing I've been able to forget about. Maybe it's time I get myself a fresh start. Y'all think that's someone like me who's been living out here in the wilds all these years back in that big city of yours?
I think you'd be perfect.
She gives a thoughtful look, the silvery light of the moon glistening on her scales. Why the fuck am I doing this? I've been on my own for so long. Well, I'm getting tired of wandering all these caves underground by myself, day in and day out. I just been living day by day, and I've been thinking since we had our run-in that it was nice meeting somebody who was so much like me, and maybe there might be something more out there.
Trust me, there is always a lot more out there. That's how I was able to meet my friends here. I mean, I've been with them since about as far as I can remember right now. And to me, they're a lot like family. And he looks at Costin at the tents where Arco and Shael's at. It's like, it's always good to, go different places, try it out, and just try to, see how life goes. You never know where it takes you next. Have friends.
since I was little more than a hatchling. Maybe you're right. Maybe it's time to take the plunge and make a change. She just like rips one of the legs, like pops it out of the socket. It's frightening, but a little impressive.
It's sexy.
Ah, yes. And Torin will grab the other leg, and he'll try to do the same thing. Like, I agree.
Roll a strength. Let's make it athletics.
Oh gosh. Okay. Oh, thank goodness.
You and she
One-handed. One-handed.
bends herself slightly at the side of that.
You're totally winning.
We're just about finished here. I should probably get back and grab a few of my things if I'm going to be heading out of here and making a new start in the big city.
Yeah, sounds good. And hopefully see you around a lot more often. And look me up. I'm the only big rock cave out of the city. The only one out there. If I'm not there, you feel free to crash out anytime.
You silly boy, she gives you another playful shove and just kind of like runs a hand over the kind of back of your head. Just, y'all really can't take a hint, can you? Look you up in the city. I was gonna head back tomorrow to check in with you.
Oh, yes. And Torin is kind of like frozen with what she just said.
Unless y'all don't want me to.
No, of course. No, yes. Right, Costin? Yes? Yeah, he said yes. Yep. We're all good. And
He's still
Orko
nodding his head.
and Jay will be very pleased to hear this. That's Orko's way of saying yes. That snoring.
Oh, that young lady in there is sawing some logs. It must have been a real tough day for her.
Oh, yes. I mean, she did a lot. Yes. It was a very tough day. Actually, for all of us. It's been very interesting. But that can be for another story whenever we have extra time.
Well, she kind of like sort of like finishes popping out the last leg and sets it down. I suppose I could make some time to listen to some of your stories and like you kind of like suddenly feel like she kind of like brushes the side of your face with her tail. But I gotta grab my things, sugar. And she ends
That's
up
the Dragonborn mating dance. Just the tail brush.
gives a very sort of sultry walking away.
And Torin's half tail's like sticking straight up.
All right. So, with that, time passes. Eventually, you guys switch out for the rest of the night, but ultimately, Torn, the rest of your watch with Costin is uneventful. Origo and Shael, you take the next watch. Right?
Yeah.
Well, if she needs, I can take. I don't know how we split up so that everyone who needs 8 hours gets 8 hours. 'Cause technically, so
So the next
Shael
watch
can
is
take
just
a
you?
watch by herself, yeah.
Okay.
Oriko can sleep. She'll come out after 4 hours of trancing. Anything exciting happen after the owlbear run-in, boys?
Oh yes. That God, I forgot her name.
Issa.
Issa?
Yes, her. She came by and helped us break down this owlbear for like breakfast and stuff, and she's gonna be, I believe, joining us. Going back, yes.
Gonna come to the city? Things are moving pretty fast.
Yeah.
You guys are. She's moving to the city to be with you.
Yeah,
You must have really won her over.
Well, what can I say? As he brushes his scale back a little bit, and his tail is kind of going back and forth slowly.
It must have been the food and the teeth.
Yes.
That must have been what did it.
Thank you so much for letting me know.
Well, I can take over if you guys want to go get some rest.
Yes, it sounds good. Sounds good. And Torin, he'll kind of like, majority of his body's in the tent, but his head is out, staring into the woods just in case.
Until he falls asleep.
Yes.
His head is like hanging out the like, opening of the tent with like his tongue rolled out like drooling.
Torin, use words in the moments when your consciousness is fading. The dark shadows of the woods blurring. Then you see Issa walking back over. But then there's another. A dragonborn with flaming orange hair, green scales, spikes along a shell, flying down in what looks like a strange airship that looks like a clown's face. He grabs her and takes her off to the Mushroom Kingdom.
What the fuck?
I'm kidding.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, Torin, it's a weird dream you had.
Okay.
You like wake up like, oh, the princess is in another castle. But Shael, the first 4 hours uneventful. You switch off with Torin and Costin, and the forest is a peaceful, if uneventful, place. Ere long, Oriko awakens after a full rest. So Oriko, you and Shael both have undergone long rests.
Yes, thank you.
So that means our temp hit die is gone.
And that also means that 2 of your people have not undergone a long rest, which is where we're going into right now.
Not yet. They're working on it.
The 2 of you have a couple of moments together as you're watching out into the dark woods. Shael, your Eldrin eyes seeing a bit further than the small glow of the campfire can provide. But the hours are passing, the sun is beginning to start to kind of come up in the distance. Morning coming upon you within the next couple of hours.
Before everyone wakes up, Shael has to have a key with Oriko about a gossip sesh with Oriko.
Okay.
So she'll look over at her as, like, the sky is starting to lighten, but it's not quite dawn. Seems like Torin has met his match, and that dragonborn lady he met is going to come with us back to Darugos Reach.
That was way
Can't
faster.
hear you.
Oh.
There you are.
Sorry. that was way faster than I thought this was gonna go. She's already moving in with him?
I don't know if she'll stay in his cave with him, but I mean, she'll have to stay somewhere. I hope he realizes it might take her a little while to find her own place. But I don't know. I don't know how Dragonborn court each other. Maybe that's normal for them.
Yeah, that's a first for me too.
Yeah. I know with my ex, it took a long time for me to actually open up and trust him, and that ended up being a huge mistake. So hopefully this works out better for Torin.
Oriko hasn't really had any strong relationships or anything, so she goes, so what happened? To pass the time.
The classic narcissist happened. Yeah. It seemed so normal at first, you know. He was very sweet. He was always complimenting me, and then I don't know. I finally gave him a chance, and it was good for a while, and then we moved in together, and it was very bad.
I've seen other guys in the military play that game a couple times. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. It ended about a year ago, but it's still, I don't know. A year to an elf still feels pretty fresh, so.
Want me to punch him?
Actually, Imnik, almost every time he sees him in public, fucks with him somehow. His latest was he threw a drink on him at the bar.
Nick is awesome.
He is. If only he was into women, then I'd be set.
Speaking of which, that was really nice to see that with his relationship with Alex Bloom.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a while since he's committed to one person. He kind of likes to play the field, if you know what I mean. Not in a, mean way. Or, I mean, he's honest with everybody that he dates. At least, you know. But it's not serious.
He's one of the good ones.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be having a new comrade tomorrow.
Yeah, at least until we get to the pickup point for Rugo. Wherever that ends up being.
I'm all for Torin having whatever Dragonborns do. I'm a little worried. She seemed to come out of nowhere. What was she doing down in the caves?
No, I suppose we'll have time to ask her when she travels with us.
That's true.
We'll have to grill her and make sure she's got our Torin's best intentions at heart.
Yes, exactly. I've never seen a Dragonborn smitten.
It's pretty cute.
Cute. That is the word I was looking for. Cute. It is cute.
Is it?
In its own special way.
It sounds like there's going to be a lot more romance scenes in the future.
Well, time to kill her off.
I haven't had a chance to draw her yet.
Oh my god. A picture of Ethan and Torin. Oh my god. I I want all the romance in every campaign. Everybody be in love.
Everyone, everywhere, all the time.
Well, speaking
Austin
of,
is in love with the potato in his pocket.
You need to
No! Take the potato and then throw it out.
wow.
oh, Torin lost his friend. Here, he tucks it back in the tent. I mean, Constant lost his friend, not Torin.
Oh no!
Now it's Torrance potato.
Oh, alright, Torn, you can have it back.
No, see, the thing happened. Costin fell asleep first and seen it, so he tucked it in right beside Costin. And then Torin went to go sleep.
Great. Goody.
No, he keeps it. It's like the penguins that give little pebbles to potential mates, except for dragonflies.
Here's a potato.
Oh, this is going so great. I love this session so much.
Ever. Nick's so happy. He loves this so much.
Was there anything else that you wanted to do before daybreak?
No, Shai'll get an early start to kind of like breaking down her tent quietly and packing up. One
Arthur's
less
gonna
thing
keep
to do when everybody else is ready to go.
Arthur's gonna keep poking at the fire, throwing stuff on it, keeping it going.
Throw a couple twigs, snap some branches down. You reach down, grab a twig, throw it on there. You realize it was a squirrel. It shrieks. It dies very painfully.
She grabs it. Torin will probably eat this and just sets it aside.
Well, it's canon now, so
No, that's not
it's Nick Cannon.
Oh no.
everyone's
The
pregnant.
squirrel freaking everybody.
Shit.
Goddamn Nick Cannon squirrels! Oh fuck! I'm pregnant again.
Oh no.
Again?
Twice in 2 weeks, Nick Cannon. Wow.
Alright.
So, daybreak comes. The rest of the night going uneventfully. And you all prepare to break camp and set out upon your continued journey. A cool, misty air fills the forest. It's a quiet, still morning. Until you hear from a distance a noise, a rustling in the bushes. At this point, you're all awake, and you all can detect this quite easily. Is there anything you'd like to do?
What is it?
Ready in action. Got
Look up
axes
to
ready.
see what it is.
Okay, what is the action, and what are the conditions in which you will unleash it?
If it attacks, because I'm really afraid it's a friendly. If it attacks, I'm ready with my axe to block at least. Or attack first.
And Torin's behind everyone eating that squirrel.
Yes.
Yeah, you are.
Or it's not good.
But you eat it anyways.
But then you take a little bit of that crushed seasoning that you had left over, you throw it on there. Now it's nice.
Oh, way better. Way better. Okay.
So, you all tense up for a moment. And from around the bend behind some bushes steps out the figure of that green dragonborn Issa. Why, good morning there. She kind of gives a wave, and you can see she's carrying kind of a small pack, a few odds and ends, a backpack around her shoulders as she approaches with what appears to be a genuine and friendly greeting, if a little loud for the early wee hours of the morning that you're currently in.
Good morning.
morning. And she puts her axe away.
Ah, Issa, yes. And you see the parts of the squirrel kind of like in his teeth and stuff kind of flopping around a little bit. I saved you some.
Oh, don't you worry about it, sugar. I already had me a hair on the way here.
Oh,
She pulls out some. She kind of reaches into her pack and produces some cloth, little bits of cloth. And when you unfurls them, revealing some smoked meat, she says, "Any of y'all feeling hungry? I whipped some of this up some time ago. Reckon some of y'all might like it."
Yes, thank you.
I'll take some.
Oh.
Sure, why not?
yes. Sounds excellent. Oh, and Issa, this is Orko, Shael.
Oh, Cheyenne. And Austin, you're Torrin's son, right? Adopted.
Yeah.
Torrance shaking his head, looking at him.
Kind of takes each of your hands. Charm. Oh,
So glad you're going to be joining us.
well, I'm just glad to join you too. Oh, I just love your hair.
Thank you.
You are just the prettiest little thing. Now, youngin', you've got to work out, right? I mean, look at her. She just looks to be about the strappingest, prettiest, strong thing I ever laid my eyes on. You got yourself
She
a
can
good
probably
friend,
bench
sweet
Torin and
Torin.
not break a sweat.
I can fight off 3 owlbears, and I don't even know if I can do that.
Ain't she amazing, Shael?
You guys bite in. It's teriyaki flavored. It's
Yum.
real good, but it's got a lot of kick that kind of comes in at the end.
Okay.
It's really, really good.
Delicious.
This is delicious.
You have no idea what kind of meat it is, though.
Is this owlbear? And she's like taking good big bites of it.
Oh no, sugar, that was one of those hypogeans that I found. Oh, that was a joke, sweetie. That was just a joke. No, it's deer.
Child's
venison.
gone like white.
Orko's coughing and spitting and
Insight check.
God damn.
17.
Oh, she was totally joking.
Okay.
And she just like looks at us like,
Rest for later. She'll put like what she hasn't eaten into her pack.
Orko just hands hers to Shael too. Just done.
oh, sweetie, it was just a joke.
No, I'm done. No, I'm done.
You
Austin
got
will
me.
finish his.
Yep.
Austin's like, bitches.
It is delicious. I'll probably eat it later knowing that it's not hypogean, but right now you got me well enough that that's enough breakfast for now for me.
Oh, honey, can I offer you some trail mix then? She has like a small bag with just like nuts and it looks like dried fruits.
She'll take a
And
handful.
little bits of
I told you.
no. Don't be crass. Stupid.
Oh, okay, that's fine then.
much better. Not
Yeah,
our
There's
friends.
little, it looks like cocoa beans in there.
She'll munch on that a little bit.
The cocoa beans are unfortunately very bitter,
Yep.
as it's not refined chocolate, but with how like overly sweet the dried fruit is, it's not entirely unwelcome. It's kind of like you like sort of try each bit and like by itself, like that's okay. Fruit, okay, cocoa beans. Why God? But then you try like a small handful of all of it, and it's not bad.
That's why I don't like trail mix in real life because my OCD makes me separate each piece and eat.
Oh, geez.
No. You
Oh,
gotta get all of it. It's each component.
Can't do it.
So
I have to eat them in order of least to most favorite.
Oh, no.
Saving the best for last.
spikes back a little bit. I've been traveling by myself for most of my life. I'm afraid I don't quite know what it's like to be around a whole lot of people. Run into some folks here and there, but not very often.
Well, I suppose it'll be an adjustment if you plan on staying around. You'll have time to acclimate yourself to the city. You don't have to particularly stay within the populated areas. You're free to roam about and find a place that'll be comfortable for you.
I did want to check that. I want to make sure that if and it's all right with all of you, that I come along as well. Sweet Torin here, well, Sugar invited me right along, but I did some thinking about it. I thought that maybe I should run it by all of you as well. It wasn't very proper or very respectful to me to simply assume that it'd be fine.
Well, we're happy to have you.
Yeah,
Just think nothing of it.
yeah, if Torin trusts you, I trust that you're okay.
And you did good by us by getting him out of the caves so that we could all meet back up. That was very kind of you.
Well, that was just the love the hand of fate reuniting us. She pulls out like a drumstick and eats it. Like coughs up like little bits of like a bone and gristle a little bit. Torin, you're like, alright, yeah! Pardon me.
Reuniting. So, you had met before the cave?
Well, I ain't certain of it, because memory's not quite what it used to be, and poor Sugar here, his is even worse than mine, but we was both from a mountain long ways from here, before some of those nasty Hypogeans attacked. Very torn, aside from myself and my brother. He's the only survivor of the attack I ever met.
Gosh, that's
Interesting.
awful.
Honey, that's just life outside of them cities.
It's quite the turn of fate indeed.
Yeah, Torin, how'd you end up in this city?
I was meaning to ask that myself, Sugar. I would love to hear all about that. Why don't you tell me about it, Nova? She, like, bashfully produces another stick of jerky. A little more food, Sugar. Oh, I just love watching him eat.
Piece of meat sticking out. Like,
Just, like, whispers over to Orca, what a man.
Orico looks at Torin and just, I suppose. He's pretty good fighter. He's a very good fighter.
A lot of good qualities.
oh shoot! Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
So yeah, what's the story, Torin? How did you get to the city?
Yeah, Torin, tell them.
On the spot.
So, I was very young, and I had this power that was deep down inside of me, and I learned instant transmission. No.
Shit.
No.
Wow. Why didn't you use this before?
Yeah.
I can only use it once every 25 years.
Oh, okay.
No.
Very plausible.
Pretty much my hometown is like very, very much of a blur. But like she's saying, it was under attack and stuff, and no, I don't really remember everyone that was in the village. But after that, I kind of went off my own. I kind of just wandered the forest, the grass, plain lands, all that stuff. And I can't really remember exactly how I came to the city. I mean, everything was kind of like a blur until I actually got to the city. And then met you guys. But I'm still working on that though.
unfortunate that you can't remember your past.
Yeah?
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
I mean, if you were interested, I'm sure there's some mages at the academy that might be able to help you uncover some memories. I could put in a request for someone to help you.
Oh, that would be great, Shael. I think I'll take you up on that.
Well, I suppose it's time for us to get moving. The sooner we get out of here, the more headway we'll make before we can call for someone to come down and get us.
I've been meaning to ask, how exactly do we get back into the city? This here's a part of the Beyonds. I don't reckon seeing many people pass on through here.
Oh, well, the city is on the back of a giant bird, Tarugo, which travels the skies. We'll be in touch with Riala, who's the Avatar. She's essentially the figurehead of the city, who can speak directly with the bird itself. Once I let her know that we're in a position that we're safe and ready to be picked up, she'll direct the bird to come to where we are.
And when it's a suitable landing space for a giant bird.
Indeed.
Well, that's mighty impressive. There should be some pretty big clearance once we get out of these here woods.
That's the hope. Again, we want to make some... We want to get far away from here as possible, so we'll see how much distance we can get from here, about half a day's away.
If you have any suggestions on where we should go, you know these lands better than we do, Lisa.
I passed through here a time or two before. If we're gonna try to head away, we might want to maybe veer out to the west. She kind of points out in that general direction for a moment. Don't want to go too much further north. There's a real nasty place up there. Trust me, y'all don't want to pass through there if you can avoid it.
It's not the temple.
And she gives you almost an understanding look for a moment. You seen it then.
We've seen it.
Unfortunately.
Oh, that is a dreadful place. Wouldn't want to swing by there on accident again. One time, a couple of years back while I was learning the cave system. Well, once was enough.
Yes, we'll have to agree on that.
If we're fixing to get back onto that Birdside City, then should we start making our way out of here?
Yes, absolutely. If we're all ready to move, I believe we have everything packed and ready to go.
Let's get out of here.
All right, and you said west, and you point one direction. Totally walking the wrong way.
Sugar, it's this way.
Oh, yes, that way. Then he'll start walking the correct way.
You guys begin your journey out of the woods. You see kind of walking alongside Torn. They're just kind of like holding tails
Oh my god!
as they're just kind of like walking along.
Oh my god, I love it so fucking much.
And it's a few hours journey before you make your way out of the woods and into some rolling green fields, some hills kind of extending in a good amount of directions. In the distance, you can see sort of off to the south a mountain range. But by far and large, you're in a rather open area where there's not a great many things to see aside from the forest behind you. You continue along. the better part of half a day. And you end up going up and cresting kind of a bigger hill, which gives you a pretty good view. And from this standpoint, you can see hills kind of going off to the north. At the very far end of it, there's that sort of sliver where the horizon line becomes ocean. And Issa kind of looks around and says, now, there's a rather large body of water up that way. She points out to where you can see the ocean. She says, but if you're looking for an open place to be in, not gonna find much better than this.
Yes. This seems like a suitable location, but body of water, it's quite large. I can't make it out well from this distance, but it seems rather expensive.
I think that maybe we'll see basalt city or surface while we're here, waiting for Darugo to pick us up.
Oh, maybe.
The Salk.
One of the other great beasts.
There's more that I did know about the one that lived in the mountains. So there's a bird and there's also something living out there in that body of water.
A great ray.
Oh well, that's
There's actually 4 beasts to my knowledge.
Oh,
Yeah, total.
At least to our records there are.
goodness. Seems the world's a much bigger place than I thought. Here I've been wandering in my whole life.
Yes. We've noticed that as well. It's a very large place indeed. But doesn't the ray reside in oceans? Is that an ocean, or is that merely a lake there?
I don't know, honey.
Can we tell by looking at it?
Let me see. What is everybody's bonus to knowledge nature?
3.
2.
Zero.
Nobody knows.
Orica, you'd never seen a body of water like this before, and having never really encountered it, spending most of your time in Darugo's region out in the forests and hills, just, you're not sure. Costin and Shael, maybe it's being a little more worldly. Maybe it's simply the fact that both of you could afford, well, not afford, but Shael working at Sapphire Skies and Costin being able to afford the best possible education. You both have a little more context. And you're pretty sure that's an ocean.
I mean, I'm just judging by the feel of the air. It's a little bit saltier, if that makes sense. I think that would make that an ocean.
There's so much of it.
Well, given the possibility of that being an ocean, should we maybe check it first before I call for Darugo? I mean, we had to get to the Salk at some point or another. If we just go and take a look, maybe luck will be on our side. If not, then I can, at that point, call Darugo down. It's up to you guys, I suppose.
I mean, we do have Issa here now. I don't know
That's
how much
true.
of a hurry she's in to make it to her new home.
Maybe I'll call Darugo
Don't y'all
first.
worry about me.
Let's call Darugo first, and we'll speak with Riala, and maybe before departing we can get some insight on where the salt might actually be, and if it's close by, maybe that'll just reduce the length of our trip to the next location. That seems more reasonable, I think.
So, as we proceed into this kind of window, I do want to check in with
Be
everybody.
handy if
How's
we still
everybody
had
doing?
that man from
Great.
Salt City hanging out with us.
while Koro is throwing up in a dumpster.
I thought he overdosed.
He's getting it out.
Oh, okay.
But is everybody doing okay? Do we want to call it soon, or do we want to continue for a bit?
I got like a half an hour in me and more.
I'm still good.
If you have a half an hour of content more.
I can make up anything I want. That's the secret.
I
I
could do
just got to
whatever.
make a quick stop though, because
Okay.
Alright.
we'll be right back, everybody. I'll be just like a minute or two. 1 sec.
Alright, we'll just chat amongst ourselves.
Yes.
Meh.
I have so many questions, and I have so many shit I want to say on Orico.
Do it! What's stopping you?
Timing. Timing is stopping me.
Timing is everything.
It is. Like, I'm just like sitting there.
Everyone's ready. We're playing our D&D session. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out.
Busy writing, not enough time to ask questions.
No, like I can write while talking to you. Like I'm just the timing because
It's just how to make it like feel like a conversation.
exactly, and not just
Yeah.
randomly. Hey, foot.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way.
Yeah, I feel that.
Like, I like the flow. I don't like interrupting a flow. Like
Too bad. Do it anyway.
Feels like you're awkwardly blurting things out. Like
exactly. I can't.
I mean, why not?
I could with
This is
maybe
uncomfortable.
if I had like one more of these, I probably could. But
Then you better have one more.
I have to work tomorrow.
Wait, oh, no way.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, due to someone we thought was going to quit and move on to another job, my schedule stayed the same. And but it turns out she's going to stay. Thank God.
Good.
Yeah. But because of that, because it was up in the air, we just stuck with the same schedule because the manager isn't coming back until Monday, and then she'll have a chance to like, okay, well, we have everybody here now, we can just do the schedule as I had planned originally.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. That makes sense, I guess.
I guess.
I guess. Makes sense, I guess.
I guess. Yeah.
Alright, whatever, I guess.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you everybody for waiting. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Excellent. So to confirm, the direction that you guys were talking about, you wanted to head out over to the ocean after calling Riella, correct?
Yeah, I feel like that's probably the safest bet, because if Basalk ends up being not here, then we're just wasting time. And if it is here, then we'll just do a quick, like, hey, this is kind of what happened, and if Basalk is nearby, then we'll just head out, kind of deal. Makes sense.
Rihanna might know too. Like we don't know what kind of communication the avatars have between each other, especially with Basalk and Darugo being closer allies than some of the other ones.
Yeah.
Right, so you're going to contact Riella, is that correct?
Yeah. Find a good spot to just sit down and pull out the stone and kind of reach out and see if I can get in contact with Riella.
So, as you take a moment, focus in your mind, you reach out to Riella, and you can hear the voice faint at first.
Squeakiest chair in the world.
I know, I hate my chair, I'm sorry.
Still, it is good to hear from you. Are you well? Are you safe?
Avatar Riella, yes, we are safe. We are doing well, and we were able to accomplish the task at hand.
One
and-
moment. Could you... And there's kind of like an awkward silence. I'm sorry, you just woke me from a nap. I wanted to wake up just a little more. Please, tell me everything that's been going on with you.
Sorry, I apologize. Didn't mean to wake you, but, yes. It's actually a long story. If that's what you want to hear at this particular moment, would you rather wait until we met in person? There's a lot to discuss.
Maybe it's better for us to wait until we can speak in person. I hear a burden in your voice. Quite a bit must have happened. Are you doing all right?
Yes. It was a tumultuous few days, but I think we came out on top overall. But we're ready to come home and figure out the next step of the journey and kind of debrief and let you know what's going on.
There's been a fair bit that's happened here as well. We are still a good few days out. I beseeched Lord Darugo to circle around for a bit, but it will take some time to hone in on your location. Are you well? Will you be safe for that amount of time?
Yes, I think we'll be able to manage. We've fared well so far, and as I said, it wasn't too much trouble. It was just some working through a few things that needed a little extra time. We're actually not entirely certain, but I think we're close to an ocean. If it's going to take a few days, we might briefly check it out and just take in the sights while we're down here. I'm not sure if Basalk is going to be nearby, given that the Great Ray resides in an ocean, but if that happens to be the case, it'll save us some time in the long run.
The ocean, you say? Give me just a moment, Costin.
Of course.
And that sense, the sort of link that the two of you share, seems to sever for just a moment. And you're sitting there. Time passes, a gentle breeze blowing by. A quiet moment. Spent waiting for the next message. And finally, you feel that link sort of reestablish. Like a tickling sensation in the back of your mind. Thank you for waiting, young Costin.
Of course.
You mentioned that you were by an ocean, so I reached out to Avatar Hyuga over at the Salk City. I believe they're fairly close to your location.
Oh, I was hoping as much. Another stroke of luck.
They could meet you. They might be able to meet you there, and you could continue your pilgrimage and return here after the next step. Or if you preferred, you could get there, remain within the safety of the Great Ray, and then return home when you're ready.
Well, that was initially our intent, but we've picked up a new companion along the way, and she seems like she'd be interested in taking up residence in the city, at least for a time, deciding if it's the right place for her. I thought maybe you stopping by first would probably be the best. Our adventures are quite dangerous, and I don't want to put her in harm's way.
Well, whatever you decide, we can go with that, Costin. After all, it is your pilgrimage, and it is your decisions that will shape how it goes.
Understood. Yes, I'd like for you to bring Darugo this way, and we can get our new companion settled in, and then move from here. But maybe in the meantime, Hyuga, was it? He can also make his way this direction and save us some time. Kind of time things to all sort of happen at the same moment.
Very well. I can reach out to Avatar Hyuga. See if he can't bring you to the safety of the city's walls there. And in the meantime, I'll speak with Lord Darugo to meet up with Isalk. And at that point, we can get you all home. When you're ready, continue your pilgrimage.
Very good. That seems reasonable. Thank you, Riel.
Always happy to help, young Costa.
I appreciate it. Well, we will eagerly await for your arrival. In the meantime, we will see what the sulk is like.
I'll send word immediately. Make for the beaches.
Thank you. We will speak again soon.
Take care. And once again, the link sort of fades out. And with your focus no longer being drawn into the stone, you sort of come to with your comrades around you. What are you guys going to do now?
He kind of comes out of that state of speaking mentally, looks around at everyone. Alright, I think we've come to an arrangement that's going to work. Darugo is still a few days out yet, but she was in contact with Avatar Hyuga in the Sulk City, and apparently, as luck dictates, he is nearby. So we are to make for the beach and take up residence in the Sulk for maybe a few days, and Darugo is to meet up, and we will reconvene with Darugo at that point.
I hope, Issa, you don't mind the detour.
So y'all telling me that there's a giant Honest, what is a ray?
Kind of hard to explain. It's like an underwater,
What's up?
almost like an underwater bird or bat.
I'll fill it a little bit later.
Well,
Hey, Daddy. Can I use the water from the sink for windows?
Yeah.
Okay.
That seems vaguely accurate. It's hard to find a comparison.
like a flat-winged fish.
Sort of.
Well, I do love fish, and how about you, Torin?
I love fish too. Oh yes,
Tortilla.
fish.
Tortilla.
Well, I love tortillas, too.
It's difficult to describe, but once you see it, you'll never confuse it for anything. It's quite a unique-looking creature.
So,
Y'all are ready, then what are we waiting for? You see just like a palpable excitement on their dragonborn countenance.
Yeah, let's head down to the beach.
Yes.
so we're
I'm
going
excited.
near the never-ending water, to be clear.
That's correct, yes. I'm excited, to tell the truth. I've not seen an ocean yet, and descriptions in books make it sound like paradise almost.
We're all one in that weird dream that we had.
Oh no, I forgot about that.
But I don't know if that counts, because I don't know if that was real.
Well, I suppose we'll have a basis for comparison after today.
Oh, it was real.
It was so
Guess
real.
what? You're not in the world anymore. Welcome to Dino Island.
Oh.
No! Because I heard all the creatures you made! No! Not yet!
Yes.
Not yet! I'm
Yes.
not ready!
Yes, yet.
I'm not ready!
You're so ready.
I am not!
You're ready for round two.
I'm not ready for
Oh,
mixed
title.
mind yet. Not yet.
So, I'm to understand that you're all going to proceed to go down to the beaches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go down, and the rolling green fields descend, overlooking a wide beach. And as you draw closer, there's kind of a section where there's a lot of tall bushes and shrubs blowing in what appears to be an almost constant breeze. Ah, hello, and thank you so much for the raid. I very much appreciate that. Thank you for sharing your community with us.
Yeah.
Hello, readers!
Hello.
Come to the weirdest session of this game we've ever had.
Yes.
This has been,
It's been something else.
it's been,
No, it's been spectacular. We love it.
it's been a budding dragonborn romance.
Dragonborn romance.
Heck yeah.
Love to see it.
Thank you all for stopping by. I hope that your stream
What were
went
you guys
well.
playing?
From what I can see, they were also playing D&D, so they're our fellow
Yeah.
tabletop.
Yeah.
Woo woo!
Heck yeah. D&D is always the right choice.
D&D is my life. I run
amazing.
to my weekly games and I want to just run more. But I hope that you all had a great night. Thank you all for stopping by here and hanging out with us. Second episode of Gothic Horror. Nice.
I love playing Gothic
Ooh,
Horror.
nice.
Hey, Timo and Via Zig, thank you for following, and Amanda Mike, thank you for following as well. I appreciate it very much. Welcome to the community. Starting a new campaign, that's so awesome. I love
Yes.
starting a new campaign.
Heck yeah. That's exciting.
In 3? Hope I said that right. Thank you all. So this is actually a homebrew game with my amazing players. These guys are truly fantastic and inspired me to start streaming in the first place. So yeah, we're just kind of going into this game. I've heard a lot of people describe as people have described this as Avatar: The Last Airbender meets Attack on Titan. Sounds really weird, but it works.
That's pretty
It
accurate.
works. It so works.
And of
It's so
course,
good.
gotta sport.
That's right.
Alright. So, you approach kind of a small hill overlooking the beach, and there's just a vast expanse of sand as far as the eye can see. Stepping out is just soft, almost white sands. The waves lazily lapping at the shore, as gazing out is a vision that you never thought that you would behold, given that you've spent most, if not all of your lives in a city, a walled-off civilization built atop a god, a bird. Water as far as the eye can see. Only out at the very end of the horizon line, where sky meets sea, is there anything other than water. Tell me, how do your characters respond to such a sight?
As she gets close to the sand, Shael's gonna take her boots off and roll her pant legs up and walk barefoot in the sand towards the shore line. The water line.
Costin's going to approach the beach, and as he gets close to where the sand begins, he's going to slow down and for a moment just kind of take it all in and try to impress the image into his memory as he's trying to correlate what he's read in just stories and books at home with what he's seeing now and just kind of seeing how it compares. And he's kind of just awestruck at just how gorgeous it really looks, and takes a deep breath as he takes in the salty air, and he feels it kind of like refreshing as he lets out this long breath, and he looks down at the sand and takes off the glove, puts his hands through the sand and kind of runs his fingers through it and feels how soft and grainy it is, and kind of scoops some of it up and watches it fall through his fingers, and he just gets this delighted, like, childlike smile on his face as he's just kind of awestruck with the whole experience of coming to the beach for the first time in his life, and he's really happy to be right here, right now, with his friends.
Orko comes up to it. She's never seen the ocean before. Just kind of scoops up the water and, like a weirdo, just kind of smells it like it is different, and just kind of tastes it and just like that's not
That
right.
does not go well for you. That does not go well for you at all.
Nice. Jeez.
I don't
Alright.
think we can drink this.
No, it's definitely salty. Like
Issa goes over and kind of like, sort of gives a sort of comforting rub on your shoulder. Oh, sweetie, I passed through here some time ago and I made the same mistake. Come on over, let's get you some fresh water, maybe. Sit down for a few.
Wait, you say it tastes salty?
Not in a way that tastes very good, sugar.
Orko looks over at Torin and just
Oh, okay. And Torrin's gonna grab a handful of sand, kind of like run it through his hands there a little bit. And the last little bit that's on his palm, he kind of will like lick it because it looked like salt or some kind of ingredients he might be able to use. But then, no.
To many,
Cat. It's a kitty cat.
it would be simply a taste of salt water, and that would be a gross thing. But for you, Torn, somewhere in the back of your mind, gears are turning. There's gotta be some way you can use this.
So he shove a handful into his little bag. I will find a way.
Issa kind of smirks a bit at that, so as much as a Dragonborn can't necessarily smirk. Just, well, I'm sure if there's anybody with a pad that they can find a way to do something with this here salt water, it's you.
Oh, thank you. I mean, of course, yes.
Of course.
But yes, you all get a chance to explore and relax at this beach for some time. Is there anything in particular else that you all would like to do while you're getting a chance to sort of take in this locale?
Yes. So,
Hit me.
hoping that Issa is distracted by Torin at the moment, wants to kind of go over where Shael is dipping her toes. And just kind of, like, goes over to Shael kind of in a hushed enough whisper, but loud enough so that the ocean isn't overpowering her voice. Just like, I have a lot of questions. Just something's not sitting right with me about Issa. She mentioned that she went to that temple. Like, we barely survived that. Did she go in? And if so, like, how did she survive? Especially with that, and she shudders, the thing in there.
Good question. Did she say she went in, or she was just near it?
She said that she went there briefly and did not ever want to go there again.
Maybe she just was like outside and saw the terrible creatures coming in and out and ran away. I don't know. I want to give her the benefit of the doubt.
I do too, for Torin seems like he's really enjoying himself. Yes.
Yeah. And if she could help him unlock his memories, if she really did know him when they were little, could be
just thank you for letting me vent to you. I just have a lot on my mind and felt like a lot was trying to really spill over, and it's just don't want another thing to have to worry about. I trust
Not at all. That makes sense.
yours and Torin's judgment. I'll keep that on the back burner instead. We have bigger things to worry about.
We'll keep an eye on her. It's not like she's gonna get away with shit with us watching.
That's when you look back over and Issa has already stabbed Torin and is actively eating.
Oh, damn it.
Not again! God damn it.
Oh shit.
Sorry about your dad.
It's funny how we seem to say that at some point in every story arc. Sorry,
It's
it's
two
your
for
dad.
two. Actually, I don't need a dad. It's fine. I've gone through 2 of them already, so you know.
It's alright. Torin may not be your father, but he's sure as hell your daddy.
Mary Poppins, bitch.
So, you all remain there for some time, kind of taking in the surroundings. And Costin, you get a sort of fuzziness. Almost a lightheadedness, a little bit. As a message, a disembodied voice speaks, but it takes a little while for you to be able to hear it. Fuzzy, indiscernible at first, but then it starts to come in more clearly. Joe, young, Costin, young Avatar.
No.
Greetings, my friend. I am Avatar Hyuga.
Oh. Avatar Hyuga.
I
It's
pray
good to hear
this
from you.
is not too forward.
No, not at all. I only ever usually speak to Riala through this form of communication, so I wasn't too surprised.
Oh, he's
Exactly
using
what
the
I'm doing right
sending
now.
spell.
Avatar Riala informed me of your situation. We are heading over to help you. That was close.
I appreciate it. Thank you. We're just waiting here on the beach.
We should arrive soon. Lord Basalk cannot reach the beach, but we can send others out to meet you.
Understood. We will anxiously await the arrival of your envoys. In the meantime, we will just enjoy the sight of the beach and take in its beauty.
Yes. We should be there by the end of today.
Understood.
Every NPC rips off our Lord and Savior Sam.
Sure they do.
And Laura Bailey.
If they don't, you're doing it wrong.
Oh my god, Chester's abuse of the sending spell was just like...
So good. So Costin will
What?
finish up that conversation and up with his companions. I feel like we've all kind of just spread out on the beach a little bit, kind of like having our own space and kind of doing our own thing. And he'll kind of go to each one and let them know that before the day is out, we should be approached by an envoy from Basalt and be able to make our way there soon.
Can he tell you how they'll get us from here out to the salt?
Isn't it?
No, but I'm assuming he said that Basalt, the Ray, can't actually make it to the beach, so I'm under the assumption that they will have some sort of watercraft, a boat of some sort that we'll have to go to and from.
Isn't it underwater?
Yeah, remember Koro told us about it, but there's different spells that people use to be able to breathe underwater, and I don't know any of those spells, so I hope the envoy does.
It's probably similar to the dome that encompasses Daruma's reach.
Yeah.
Alright. So, as you take some moments, get everybody kind of up to speed on the plan for meeting some of the envoys from the Salk City, you get a chance to spend a nice afternoon on the beach. Lazily sitting in the sand, playing in the water, before a grand spectacle happens out in the waters beyond.
Triton Baywatch. No.
Oh, yes.
Oh my god, Oriko. Thick bird!
I'm ready.
Thick bird!
You know, after all these years, I would have thought that you learned don't fucking play chicken with me.
No, we do.
Maybe,
Oh, there's gonna be Baywatch now.
maybe we like chicken.
Yeah.
We really like chicken.
Yeah.
No, so the waves are kind of lapping at the shore. Out in the deeper waters in the distance, you can see water start to bubble up, almost unnaturally forming a dome. And this buildup of water, and this grand spectacle seems to splash out, and you see kind of like cresting out is this massive ray. And you can see what looks like an enchanted sort of bubble, the light refracting off it and sort of warping this blurred, small, distant visage of a city constructed atop its back. It's a sight that none of you have ever seen before. And the dawning realization falls upon each of you in that moment. That the next chapter of your journey is about to begin. And with that, we're going to end tonight's session.
Damn, nice. Nice.
Heck yeah.
Oh my god!
I'm so excited to go to the Salk. That was like my second choice of city to be from for all of us.
Same.
Because I knew I wanted to be a storm sorcerer, and I was like, well, water or air would be, like, air would probably be the better of the elements. So, yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be awesome.
Ever since
Excellent. Well, I'm really glad you guys are excited. I hope you had fun tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh my god, so much. I laughed
Alright.
so hard at everything.
So, as is tradition, everybody, please award each other 200 experience. Please say who it is and why. And as you do that, I will make a poll here for our wonderful new people here in chat. So we have a tradition here with my games where each player, as a show of appreciation for one another, they choose one person and they get to award them a bit of bonus experience, and they get to say why that is. I also like to get people in the audience involved. So I'm going to start a poll while they do that, and you guys get a chance to vote on who you would like to award a little bit of bonus experience to. And by the way, thank you, Katie and Joe, for the pick. bits there. I appreciate that very much. Thank you, Joe, for the 400. Thank you, Katie, for the 300. And thank you both truly for continuing to support the channel.
Always.
My points have to go to Torin.
Same.
Yes. Like, if you were
Guys,
here,
this is way too fast. I didn't even type. It just started, and we're already at 3 out
We
of
don't
4.
need the poll.
Yeah, the poll also gets one.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, I could tell, Joe, you really stepped out of your comfort zone a lot with the role playing. You were so talkative this session. It was really great to hear your voice and see so much of Torin's personality. It was really fun, and just and I don't know if it just came from you not wanting to write a backstory, but now that we have that little teaser of oh, Torin doesn't remember anything of his childhood, I'm like, oh, I have to know more.
you gave Orko a chance to relate to you, and I'm so fucking happy and excited to be able to play that later. And when you were put on the spot earlier for the backstory, you did it. Just and same what Katie.
I was so in character tonight. You guys don't even know who I
Yeah,
am.
she's Shael right now. She's all Shael.
Even have the hair tonight.
Yes. But yeah, everything, that backstory you put in, and then your interaction, you really, because I know you, and this was out of your comfort level. Absolutely. You rolled with it so well.
That's some of the best role play out of you I think we've all seen. You just getting super excited to interact with an NPC. It was hilarious and it was awesome.
Yeah.
And that was good stuff, man.
And he faced your fear of owlbears, too.
Yes!
This
You
was
got
a
your
really
redemption
Torin
arc on
session.
Elvers.
This was
Yeah,
Torin, I'd also like to give my point of DM inspiration to you, man. That was
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
Well, great moments all around, but Torin really, you stole the show, man. That was excellent.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. Yeah, no, gonna put it on the spot. I was trying to look for my backstory. I was like, I know I have it around here somewhere. I was like, no, I can't find it. Never mind. But no, awesome. Awesome. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, I want to give mine to, it was I want to say I like both Shael and Orko's discussion about, Tor and stuff. And then also how Costin was kind of far in distance a little bit, kind of being awkward a little bit more.
He's never been quite so awkward in his life, I don't think.
son.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
No one wants to see their dad,
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, but yeah, I'll give mine to Costin. Just the awkwardness and stuff, and Torrent shot bring him out. Come on.
No, it's all you tonight, buddy. It's all you. Thank you.
And Torin, looks like you get another bonus 200 from the audience.
Oh, awesome! Thank you guys. Thank you.
They're picking up what you're putting down. I would like to award all of you 2,000 experience for tonight's session. You guys did great. This was a really fun session.
That's easy math for me to do.
Not me.
And so typically from here, to all of our new people who popped in for the first time, again, thank you so much for the follows, and thank you so much for Legendary Action Official for the raid. I appreciate it again that you shared your community with us, and we're really extremely glad to have you here. This game will return in 2 weeks. Next week will be another game. Normally I do them on Saturdays, but next week it will be on Friday due to some other stuff going on. But that'll be thicker than wine. It's a much more kind of lower magic, more dramatic. This one's kind of higher magic, a little bit of action every time. A lot of levity in this game too. But friends, thank you for being here. If you enjoyed it, please drop a follow, join the community. I also posted the Discord on there if you would like to hop in there as well. Got a great group of people here, and just always happy to have more great people.
Yes.
In a few minutes, I'm gonna do a credits roll, so that because we like to credit all of the music that we're using, the visual assets, all of it. It's 2022. Art theft is bullshit. We need to be better. And after the credits, I'll typically like raid another D&D streamer. Just as you lovely people came and met us today, I like to pay it forward. Typically, I'll do somebody I'll know, but every now and again, I'll get a wild hair and say, "Hey, let's raid this person." I do want to make an announcement since I do have a few people here. Thank you again. I am actually looking to get some more games going. Right now, I've got 2 bi-weekly Saturday games. I'm looking to get a bi-weekly Wednesday evening game using Pacific Standard Time. That's going to be kind of like a steampunk game in a dying world, so that'll be pretty cool. And I'm also looking to get a monthly game going for Legends of Kralis. Legends of Kralis is a new tabletop system made by Hilarious Game Master. You can find him here on and I'll go ahead and spell him out here in chat, but Hilarious Game Master is a cool streamer, great fella. He made a tabletop system, and it uses a flexible D100 system for combat skill checks and everything to allow for more flexible storytelling, and I want to just kind of help promote the game, so I'm going to be looking for players for that as well. So, if you guys liked what you saw here, drop a follow, join the community. If you're interested in playing games possibly on Wednesday evenings, let me know. Hit me up on Discord, hit me up on here if that works. Because I'm always looking for more amazing players like these guys. They are incredible. They're everything a DM could want and more, and always looking to meet new folks. But we're gonna go ahead here, start some credits. But before I click over to the credits and get that going, let's say goodnight, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Thank you all for being here. Let's go ahead and we'll get credits. Oh no, what?
Fucking rocked it tonight, huh?
me see. Tell you what. So normally, at the end of this, I actually tend to raid a D&D streamer. But there's actually somebody playing Boyfriend Dungeon who's one of my players in my other D&D games. So let's pop over and show her a little bit of love, because I think that's a pretty good idea. My friends, thank you again for stopping by tonight. If you had a good time, drop a follow. We'd love to have you here. But you all have yourselves a good night. And friends, until next time, stay safe, be well, and we will see you here where the Baron abides, my friends. Take care.
I'm up to general chat.
Okay, yeah, me too.
Okay. Let me get you a little smile. And a Baron raid! Oh! Huzzah! Hello! Hello there!
Oh, man.
Hello!
Yeah.
Hi guys!
Session.
That was great.
We found out something
Good.
really interesting.